coming in, like, yeah, we're breaking all the rules tonight. No fucking intro video, no warm up. Mainly because we're not ready to go. You can tell by the status of the overlay. Everything's fucked, but it's fine. Everything's fine.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
Looks like I'll
Coming
need
in
to
hot.
steal
What's the
somebody
worst that could
else's.
happen?
Oh, I need to make you. I need to make you a character or a player.
I'll back out for a second.
Yeah, let me make you a player, and then I need to make you a character sheet. So I sip on my giant peach margarita.
Delightful. Speaking of giant peach margarita, I may have to go find myself something to drink before too long here.
You son of a biscuit eater.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
All right. There is Forge.
My
So
father eats
slow.
biscuits, and I eat biscuits just like him.
Yeah. Wait. And we're on. Okay, good. We're on Defenders. Make sure I didn't do something silly like go live on Goodman Games again. May have done that a couple of
Nice.
times.
No, it's a thing. It happens.
All right, and we need a character sheet for Jeremy.
Let me step away for just a second because I've got some cheat sheets for
Oh.
Savage Worlds on a tablet of mine. I'll be right back.
Very cool.
Excellent.
All right, and you now have a character sheet when you get back.
Is it 2 points to buy a skill?
It's whatever the making character thing listed as, that document I shared with you, because I don't know off the top of my head.
It seems like everything is 2 points.
Yeah, just whatever that note I shared was.
Yep.
All right, we're going to delete all these. It'll be quicker. Let's get rid of this one too. We got some people filtering in slowly. Hey, we're running late.
Winging it.
We're winging it. We're doing it live.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it live.
That's it exactly. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now I can copy. Paste
For some reason,
duplicate.
this stream is blank for me.
I'm seeing it come through on my end, so. Oh, it's because
Let
I
me
pasted it up
try
there.
and reload.
Paste duplicate.
There it is. I just reloaded and it's fine now.
You paster. All right, we'll put that. We're gonna have a lot of dead space tonight in the overlay. People will just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
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 All right. Yeah, that looks good enough there. Let's unlock this so I can use it to line things up.
Okay, that's
Put you down.
Foundry's being kind of funny. She's giving me a blank black screen.
It's slow, man. It's real.
Oh, that's just what it is?
slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I should just leave it be.
Like, ever since I did the game manager thing, like, it just slowed way down. I'm half tempted to pull it off.
I mean, the pull-out method is usually the best.
All right, now we need to add one more zoom window. Okay. Oh, we're large and in charge there. Let's do it doesn't matter. Oh, was it? Too Old says Twitch was crashing for the lollygaggers as well.
oh,
No.
Or not Twitch, Foundry. My bad, Foundry.
still inconvenient.
Still inconvenient. Let's put that there. So those of you coming in, we're going to play us some Deadlands tonight.
Yes. I love Deadlands so much.
Now, Jeremy here is our expert for the night because I have played in 2 Suede games, and for everyone else here, this will be their first foray into Deadlands. Let's do this one for Dan. Oh, look at that. There's notifications that we've gone live. Those liars. Scooch, good scooch.
They just don't know.
They just don't know. All right, who's this? This is going to be Joe's window. Where did Joe go? Did Joe die? Joe's still there.
Yep.
My screen was just cutting you off weird. Let's see. There. Y'all get to see the sausage being made over here. Look at that.
Okay.
Lining shit up.
I gotta find that I have done this completely wrong,
Probably.
which is for the best.
Hooray!
Seems the edges have die modification requirements.
Yes, they do.
Undo. Yeah.
It's not a bad system for kind of there's something for everybody. It's very easy but for everybody to customize their character quite a bit. And because you can only pump stats like once per tier, it kind of caps people from grabbing all the best stuff. It also gives you a very strong reason to take on flaws because you can use those to buy more stuff early on.
Oh, yeah. The one Savage Worlds game I was in, I took... I took 2 major flaws to start with. I took ugly and I took overconfident.
Wonderful.
And it was just a fantastic combo.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, in this game, there's this other thing called bennies. I think I'm like your fortune points, inspiration points, whatever you want to do. You can spend bennies to do some rerolls. You can do bennies to do a bunch of stuff. I'll have to look up the specifics. I don't fucking remember off the top of my head. But, let's see. This is Joe. If you play into your flaws, your hindrances, you can earn more of those. You can also use bennies, very importantly, to shrug off, or, to help mitigate damage. So that way you don't die.
Usually that's
That's always a good thing.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good enough. And I need my name up there. We're going to do text capture right there.
I'm slowly getting my ranger built.
There we go.
All I know is if it's a one shot, how could I not take Grim Servant to Death? It's
There you
the
go.
best flaw ever.
Nice.
I've also got, for the edges in Foundry, I think I've got all the edges programmed in, including all of the, shit, what's the dead characters?
Harrowed?
Even all the harrowed edges. and
Ooh,
shit.
man. Harrowed are so fun.
Yeah, I saw one edge that you can die and then come back as a harrowed.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, to take that, you have to be pretty far along to get like the guaranteed.
I assume so, but I just kind of browsing through them. I'm like, oh, that sounds neat.
It is.
There we go. I can take Territorial Ranger.
There you go.
All right. Grim Servant of Death and Arrogant.
And I still got a few more points to spend.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what we would use bits for in this game.
I mean, Benny's would probably be the most straightforward choice. That's what you use to try and buy off being shaken.
Yeah.
Or it's a lot like when we do the Frostman game on Wednesdays.
Oh,
the
yeah.
boons.
Yeah. All right.
I gotta figure out how I get seasoned, or is that what you become after you're high enough level?
After you're novice, yeah.
Yeah, basically every 4 ranks, every 4 level ups or every 4 advances, you go to a different tier.
Okay.
So, like, this would be our first advance, like your starting one. After you get 3 more level ups, so to speak, you'll be seasoned, which opens up more, edges or whatnot that you're qualified for. So you could choose to be somebody who just focuses everything on just having a million skills, or you could be somebody that's very hyper focused with a bunch of edges to boost it.
How do you spell Benny? Benny?
Yep.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's shrink that down.
I'm gonna take luck to try and offset my look.
There you go. May not be a terrible idea.
Start with an extra Benny.
Okay. Overlay is done. Very cool. We're still live. All right.
Oh, ambidextrous, two-fisted.
Two-fisted is fun.
Yep.
Two-fisted, then ambidextrous.
Yep. Grim Servant of Death, who's arrogant and is a ambidextrous 2-gun kid.
All right. There we go. All right. Let's open up this.
I may just pile in on agility and shooting.
Yeah.
It's not a bad way to go.
All right. And let's go over here.
That spends all of my attribute points.
Oh, I think it's finally letting me in. Here we go. I was just sitting here writing everything on my tablet. Now we're ready.
Savage Worlds, where are you at? Let's see. Now, I don't have action cards programmed into this, so we're not going to use those.
How do I alter which dice my attributes show?
There should be...
You just click on the little dice symbol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Handy. Handy.
There we go. I picked Clueless as one of my...
So did I.
Nice.
That's funny. So I'm leaving common
One-shot
knowledge.
kid, the deadliest gunslinger, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm leaving common smarts real low.
Where that's... Okay, cool.
All right. I think I spent all my points.
Okay, in that folder, the drive folder that I shared with all of you, I put a bunch of reference sheets in there. So we'll use those to kind of help ease our way through this game.
All right.
All right, so on the process of character creation, let's take a look at Deadlands, making heroes. All right. We're all human. Also, that means that everyone starts with one free novice edge. Has everyone picked their hindrances?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think, or at least I have.
I have as well.
Yes.
Cool. Everyone got your attributes kind of straightened out.
More or less, yeah.
So yeah, you start with a free D4 in agility, smart, spirit, strength, and vigor. You then got 5 points to distribute. Boost a die type by 1 point. For each die size you move up, it costs 1 point. Can't go above a D12. You could spend 2 hindrance points to raise 1 tribute by 1 die type. You could do that. From my experience, in the little experience I had, I saved all those for buying edges. Next up is your skills. Everyone starts with athletics, common knowledge, notice, persuasion, and stealth. Then you have 12 points for buying skills. You can raise a skill by type by 1 point, starting at a D4, as long as it's no higher than the attribute to which it's linked. Costs 2 points per die type to rise above the attributed, the linked attribute. Can't go above a D12, and you could spend 1 hindrance point to gain 1 additional skill point. Then our derived, so everyone's pace is equal to 6. Parry is equal to 2 plus half of your fighting die rounded down. And your toughness is equal to 2 plus half your vigor die rounded down. Then edges, and I think that's where everyone is.
Mm-hmm.
Humans get a free edge to start with. And then for each 2 hindrance points you spend, you can get another edge. Next up is gear. You start with clothes on your back, and we're going to start with $250. I'd be willing to take that up. Why don't we take that up to $400?
Nice.
We're not going to count ammo,
twice.
so don't worry about ammo.
Hooray.
$400. You can only use the Deadlands gear, which is in Foundry.
So are all of these skills available except for hacking and electronics, it
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then background, yeah, that's naming and shit. Finally, think of what scares your hero, what they're afraid of. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Has everyone got their edges, or some people still working on them?
Yeah, I've got
I'm
edges.
still working on them.
And now I just need to hop back over and start doing skills.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got. I had to get rid of one of my edges that I thought I could get.
Oh, yeah. That sucks.
So we get one. Do we have to choose a background edge or
No, you
okay.
don't have to, no.
Just any of them?
And do I have a town map? I do have a town map.
Ooh, wow. Armor is expensive.
Yeah. Not many people have armor,
Yeah.
which is part of I kind of like that because it makes vigor a really important stat, even
Yeah.
though you have no skills associated with vigor. So it's a real
Right.
trade-off if you want to be the tough dude.
Yeah. So let's see. I can start talking about the basic rules. Let's see. We got combat. We've got swayed. So skill tests are not super crazy, right? You're going to roll your associated skill. And then also a D6 is going to roll with that. That's called your edge die. You get to pick. Well, it's going to automatically pick whichever is highest. Most things that you try to do, the DC that you're trying to hit is going to be a 4. So you want to get 4 or above. If you're shooting things from a distance, which will probably be, it's based off of, is it based, I think that's still just based off 4. Let me go to Swayed Combat. Nope, that's it. Quick reference, yeah. Now the catch is going to be if you're doing melee, it's going to be your target number is going to be the opponent's parry score. So if they're better at parry, they're going to have a harder time to do it. Let's see. What does armor do in this? Does that just soaks damage? No, that adds to your toughness.
Yeah, adds to your toughness.
So you get attacked by a melee dude wielding a pipe wrench. He hits you. He rolls higher than your parry score. That means the attack goes through. Then I roll damage. We take that damage and compare it to your toughness. If the damage is less than your toughness, nothing happens. You shrug it, not a problem. If it's higher than your toughness, you're gonna get a little hurt. And if I remember correctly, if it's 1 over, you become shaken, and then if it's multiple over that, you'll risk taking a wound. Is that correct, Jeremy?
Yep.
Cool. I remember things. I got my Deadlands GM inserts, and there's so many of them. Combat options, damage. So, okay, yeah. If an attack's damage is equal to or exceeds the target toughness, use the results below. Otherwise, there's no effect. So if it's 0 to 3 over, you are shaken. If you're already shaken, you take a wound. If it's 4 to 7 over, you take a wound and you're shaken. And if you're already shaken, you take a wound. And each 4 thereafter, you take an additional wound stacked onto it. So shaken, pretty much shaken means you can't take any actions. You can still move around, you can still talk. You just can't do anything that requires a die roll. So it's kind of tough. That's kind of it's shaken, not stirred there, too old. Next up, we have bennies. Everyone's going to start out with 3 bennies unless you take an edge or a hindrance or an edge to alter that. You can use bennies to reroll a trait, recover from shaken, soak rolls, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Draw a new action card. We're not doing action cards tonight because I just don't have that shit programmed in. You can do it to reroll damage, to regain power points, or to influence the story. The big thing you're going to probably be looking at is removing shaken. Play a Benny. Instantly, it removes your shaken status. Or you can soak a wound. What that does is if you have a wound on you, you can spend a Benny, and then you roll a vigor test. Is that correct? A vigor test? Is that right?
To shake it off?
Yeah, to soak
spirit.
a wound. Spirit test, that's right. And if you pass, that wound goes away. If you fail, that wound sticks.
Sorry. So I think spirit is for shaken, vigor is for a soak roll.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Vigor's for soak, yeah. And then speaking of that, I forgot something else. If you're shaken at the start of your turn, automatically you get to roll a spirit test to break shaken. If you succeed, take your turn as normal. If you fail, can't take any actions that turn. Yeah, then there's rules for dying and madness. Dealing with the devil, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're playing a huckster,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Oh, another...
There's even a...
Sorry. No, go ahead.
There's even like a special sort of mad scientist that can also do a similar thing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Very cool. Another thing we need to look at is bullets per rate of fire. You need to look at the rate of fire on your gun. Most of the time it's going to be 1. That means on your turn you can shoot 1 bullet. If you have a rate of fire that's 2 or higher, I've got a little table that I consult. And you actually fire a bunch of bullets on your action. So if you got a rate of fire 2, when you take the shoot attack action, you actually get to shoot 5 bullets.
Nice.
But, yeah. That's the thing. I didn't look at reloading. I don't even fucking know about reloading. Yeah, there's one of the forms I shared with you. There's a suede chases in reference. We don't need chases in vehicle. We're not going to do that today. God, I hope we're not going to do that today. But there's the quick reference, which has most of the charts and everything you need. And then there's combat options. So a bunch of just kind of maneuvers you can do in combat. Like I abuse the wild attack a lot. And what wild attack does is you get +2 to fighting and damage, but you're vulnerable until your next turn. Until the end of your next turn. So that means they're going to get a bonus to hitting you. Now, let's see. What is vulnerable? Vulnerable. Oh yeah, they just get a +2 against you. So it's like the reckless attack in D&D or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I've got all my reference sheets. I got the Suede rule book. Get my notebook ready so I can try and track what craziness I'm going to put you all into.
Just the regular amount.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go find that beer real quick.
Sure.
What was the stuff like the long coat or some of the armor and stuff listed under? I'm trying to.
Let's take a look.
Carrying
In
goods.
items. You were looking for what?
Like the long coat or whatever. Like it's like maybe 1 point of armor.
There's in Deadlands armor, there's the Armored Duster Heavy and Armored Duster Light.
What's it? Like I was gonna try and click and drag it over. I couldn't find it.
It's just in Deadlands armor. Let me check to make sure you all have permission to see that. So it's in the items tab, Deadlands armor. It's not actually in the equipment listing. Actually, I'm going to borrow this over here. Deadlands armor, Deadlands gear, Deadlands weapons, explosive, Gatling, Harrowed. That. Okay. Damn, got a Benny. That's Slacker. And what else do we got? I think. Yeah, when you go to spend a Benny. Look at that. Just drops right on the table. Okay, how's everyone's character creation coming along?
Pretty good. Just grabbing the last like equipment, basically.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get all my equipment taken care of, and I'll be good.
Dan, how's your character?
I'm muted.
You're muted.
I'm pretty much all set, I think. I've spent nearly every dollar I've got.
Cool.
And I changed one of my hindrances to something you'll probably enjoy.
Okay. And Joe, how are you doing?
I'm reading through edges.
Okay.
So are suede edges not ones that we should pick?
No, you can use suede edges.
Yeah, some of those are great.
Okay.
Yeah, so Deadlands like assume it's kind of building on top of suede. So there's some stuff that
Okay.
you would almost need to have those. Like for example, like ambidextrous is from suede.
Yeah.
But I need to have that to make Two Gun Kid worthwhile.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any like thiefy edges that are?
Yeah. There's in suede, there are some that are like called profession edges that can be really sweet if you've got like a theme you want to go for. I think there's
Yeah.
one that will give you a +2 to almost anything thief-like related.
Yeah, there is the thief profession edge. You got to be novice, D8 agility, D6 stealth, and D6 thievery.
Okay.
You get to add
I'll
plus
take
1
that.
to athletic rolls to climb in urban areas, plus 1 to stealth to hide in urban areas, and plus 1 to thievery tests, yeah. All right. Oh, and there at the bottom of in the dice rolling area, there's a thing for modifiers for better rolls. You can click the little triangle to minimize that, but if you're, you know, making a roll, you can click on a modifier and it will implement that for you. Let me check to make sure it actually works. I don't know if it does. That's fine. Okay. So a couple other things that you'll need to know is aces and raises. So when you roll the maximum face value on a die, it's an ace. And you get to keep your number and you get to roll it again. And you can just keep fucking doing that and it builds up huge number. So like you can see that Aglom attack that I just rolled, that 22 was because it was a D8 that I was rolling. So I rolled an 8, which was the max. Then it get to roll another D8, and I rolled an 8, which is the max. And then it rolled another D6, and it added it all together, and that was my score. Now, when you roll every 4 above your target, it's called a raise, and you get like a perk out of that of some kind. I'd have to look at the specifics because that's
Go ahead
down
and try and roll one of my mine. That way I can get a good roll out of the way here early on.
There you go.
Nope.
Raises. So yeah, when you roll 4 over, and you can keep stacking up raises for every 4 over. So a single raise, you always get some kind of effect, like bonus damage or some benefit determined by me. So yeah,
Oof.
look at all them dice.
That's kind of nice. If you hit the reroll with a Benny, it automatically spends the Benny for you.
Oh yeah, cool.
But I am skilled at shooting. That's
So
weird.
totally unrelated to character building. If you go into the settings tab and click on configure settings, and then module settings, and then dice so nice, and you click on the my dice settings, you can, modify your on table dice.
Ah,
So
that's cool.
yeah, if you want your shit to look fancy or something. Let's go set modules. There's GM notes, image drop, journal links. It's going to be up a tier. And I got to find Deadlands. What did you do with Deadlands? Deadlands, core rules, assets, icons. Sure, why not?
There we go. I have made my dice so nice.
So nice. Ooh, that's a lot of noise. So another thing that Deadlands does is for initiative, it uses a deck of cards that's already programmed in. So we don't have to worry about any of that. And each round, it deals out new cards. So the initiative order changes each round. Great thing about Foundry is it does all that shit for me.
Nice.
Okay, how are we coming along on character creation?
I think all
Think
Looking
I'm all
at
ready.
gear.
Okay.
It's one shot. I'll probably die.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, look at that, Jeremy. You got
I shot somebody in the face.
sure did. So yeah, when you go to attack someone, well, actually, if you want to, when you go on your gear tab, once you have your gear in there, you can click the little T-shirt thing, and it'll put it in your quick access. And I think you need to click your armor to equip it. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got my. I think
I was
I manually
clicking shit
entered-
on your character sheet, Jeremy. So if I fucked it up,
Oh
my bad.
no, it's weird. Like I manually entered in a couple of my skills, but I think maybe there was something I should have clicked and dragged over for shooting because the peacemakers aren't.
Oh, I drug it over from the little book doodly doo.
The little book
Briefcase.
doodle do
Shooting is in there.
under making heroes, I assume.
And you said the Peacemaker wasn't linking?
Under the items directory. Oh, that's right. I should probably try and actually roll my weapon attack and see if it works correctly.
So that's the Colt Peacemaker. That's showing shooting there.
Okay. For some reason, I tried to click just off the equipment thing, kind of like we used to do in Vaesen.
Yeah.
But whenever I try and do it, if I do it from the skill screen, it rolls it normal. But if I try and just click on the gun, it rolls it as if my shooting was unskilled.
Okay. Yeah, I've got it
Yeah.
added, and I got it on your quick access. And now that I'm hitting it, it's rolling a D12.
Oh, I should only have a D8, I think.
I think you have my token selected also.
No,
I
I'm
mean-
rolling this as Dan. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, ooh, somebody's got a D12 already? Nice.
I do. I went pretty much glass cannon with my character and picked a perk that's got to be laughably bad for him.
See, I took arrogance, but I only gave myself a D8 in agility. I just fill the air with a lot of lead and I talk a lot of trash.
I maxed out my agility and I maxed out my shooting.
You don't have shooting. That's what's wrong, Jeremy. What should your shooting be?
It should be a D8, but that's what I meant earlier. Like I had manually entered in
Okay.
a skill line for it.
So yeah, if you go into the items menu and then you open up skills,
You can search for it at the top too.
then yeah. So it looks like I'm going to drag shooting over for you. And you said that's a D8.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else? It looks like you need fighting. Fighting. And your fighting is also a D8.
I picked Trouble Magnet.
Nice.
Okay, so now if we click on your
Which
Peacemaker.
should just be horrible for me. So
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there is our D8. Cool.
Awesome. I'm excited. Ooh. The nice thing about Grim Servant of Death is I always get to add +1 to damage rolls.
Nice.
It's great. But if I ever have a critical failure, I always somehow hurt an ally.
Oh shit. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And just in general, bad things are more likely to happen to a Grim Servant of Death.
Sure.
Yep. Well, we'll split the trouble then, because I got Trouble Magnet as a major, which means anytime you have to choose a random character to hit it, you pick me.
That's awesome.
Among other things.
Ooh.
Which is why I went ahead and spent all my money on armor.
It's never a bad choice. All right. What's a good name for like a really arrogant piece of crap?
Glent.
Glint?
Glint. Yeah,
Just
he's
ripping
not
off
arrogant.
Dan's character.
No, I don't want to do that to Dan.
You're Tennessee Taylor.
I'll do that.
So when you walk into your bar, you're like,
Furbrick
ladies. You're what?
I said my character's name's Furbrick McLostler.
You know what? I'm
God
really
damn
glad
it.
that I'm not entering character names on the fucking overlay, Joe. I thought, man, that's kind of lazy of me. And you made me realize that my decision was the right decision.
Yep.
Just for my notes, so how do I spell McClosker?
McLostler.
Essentially, it's like a colostomy bag you get from McDonald's.
McLostler.
Hell, I ain't gonna call you nothing but meat. Meat McCoskler.
All right.
That works.
So, you all have been hired. You find yourself in the peaceful town of Heaston Hill, because that's the town map that I've got loaded up. And you've been hired by a local detective. His name's Alvord. Now, Alvord, Mr. Alvord, you can call him, is completely and totally stumped on this case. So he is brought in. That fucking cigar just split way the fuck down there. Dry ass cigar. You all
I agree. Fuck that cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to be a much shorter cigar than I had intended. So, you're all brought in to do a job, something he can't figure out. You know, I don't know if necessarily the job's that difficult or he's just really incompetent. But still, it's a payday for the group of you know, traveling problem solvers, whatever you want to call it. And you find yourself at a birthday party. Now, it's not the birthday party for your detective friend. He invites you into town. You ask around. You don't know where he's at.
So we're not getting cake, is what you're saying.
Eventually you find out, like, oh, hey, he's at his niece's. Let's go. Let's say he's at, yeah, we'll go his niece's birthday party.
Also, there's 2 birthday parties.
What?
Oh, never mind. I guess I was mistaken. I thought he
Okay.
said we were at a birthday party, but he wasn't there.
Well, no. I was explaining the situation. You show up in town, you're looking for him, you can't find him. Eventually, someone says, oh, he's at his niece's birthday party. Why don't you all, if you want to talk to him, head over there? So that's where he's at. So first thing I need to know, what job did he hire all of you to do?
It's a good question. Maybe we're defending this cake day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This is a detective. You got to solve a mystery. A mystery he couldn't solve. Maybe, you know, someone like happened and all the cows in town were mutilated, or, you know, some valuable piece of jewelry went missing, or, I don't know, old farmer Tuckett's, all of his sheep were sheared overnight, and now in their wool is strange etchings in, it's like singed into the shorn wool.
But clearly, it's a fight between the farmers and the rangers. The rangers don't particularly care for the fact that farmers have been starting to put up barbed wire lately to keep their roaming cattle out, and some of the cattle has been getting hurt because of that, and the two sides are beginning to fight amongst themselves, yada, yada, the usual.
Okay. So we know the conflict is now between the ranchers and the farmers.
Apparently, some cattle have been showing up with strange puncture marks upon them, which are claimed to be barbed wire, but don't make sense. They don't really look like barbed wire wounds. They're too deep, and the cattle seem drained.
Some of them even on their necks. Are they rolling around in that barbed wire?
Makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay. So you're here to find out what happened to these cows with these puncture marks. Was it the rangers that are injuring these cows because they're, or the farmers who are mad, or, you know, whichever direction that's mad about the barbed wire fence? You don't know. That's your job to figure it out. So, as you all find your way to this large house, it's actually the mayor's house in town, who has been kind enough to let Mr. Alvord hold a birthday party for his niece. As you move up, the niece is, I don't know, 13, 14, still a young lady, a young girl, and you know, there's streamers about, there's party games going on, there's an open bar, there's cake, there's food. You start wandering around, and you see someone who clearly matches the description of Mr. Alvord, the detective that's hired you. Very kind of portly man in a, you know, a dress coat, an overcoat, whatever you call them back in the day. That's just probably too small. It probably fit a few years ago. The you know, COVID lockdown happened, and he picked some weight up because of it. But you see him. He's says he wears a very, very prominent and respectable hat. It looks like, you know, he's read one too many Sherlock Holmes novels and has that strange, whatever you call it. He's got a monocle setting, this big walrus-like bushy mustache underneath. But what all do you want to do? He hasn't seen you yet.
You said they're both an open bar as well as competition.
Yeah, there's games and there's an open bar.
Well, wonderful. I'm going to get myself good and proper drunk and then beat all these stupid children at their games.
So you walk up to the open bar, like, oh, we got lemonade, we got mint julep, and we got whiskey. And if you want water, the horse's watering trough is right over there.
I'd like to take the first three and combine them into a glass.
All right. There's probably like a quarter empty, like, glass pitcher. And actually, it had water. He was just giving you shit about the horse trough. But he takes it and he dumps it out across the lawn. And he takes a glass of lemonade, a mint julep, and a handful of shots of whiskey. And he just hands you the pitcher.
Delightful. Now I'm going to go antagonize some children.
Best luck to you, mister. So yeah, you look around and there's an active. There's your choice of three-legged race, pin the tail on the donkey, or there's a lively game of cornhole going on.
Well, I never miss a chance for a good cornhole.
Sure. So, Jeremy. Oh, Captain Kyrian, that's 400 bits. Dan, you get a Benny.
Alrighty.
I think Furbrick's gonna challenge him to a game of cornhole, and
Go for it.
So, is this Joe and Jeremy are going head to head in a cornholing game?
yeah,
Jake.
My money's on McCloskey.
Nobody beats the meat like McCusker.
Winner gets to play the best 6-year-old round.
Jake,
Yeah.
Dan, you want to get in? We can make this a 2-on-2 game of cornholing.
double dash.
It's
I
gonna be
haven't
double
had enough.
something.
I haven't had enough whiskey and lemonade yet for that. So
No.
All right.
let's watch this one.
So yeah, you head back to the bar, get you another drink. All right. So we've got ourselves whatever the fuck Joe's name's character is, and the respectable
Herbrick.
name. Yeah, I'm not saying that, Joe. You're just trying to hurt me. We're gonna call this a. I don't think shooting quite makes sense, but I think shooting's what we're gonna go with.
All right.
So we're going to do an opposed shooting test. So Joe, Jeremy, each of you make me a shooting skill roll. So,
Oh my gosh.
damn.
Damn. I told you I would ridicule all these children.
So Furbrick,
Am I rolling this right?
yeah, you rolled it fine. What
I
happens?
just got
if-
incredibly lucky.
yeah, so you rolled a 2 and a 5. It looks like you had a D6 in shooting. With that
Yep.
shooting D6, you rolled a 2, but luckily your wild die came up as a 5, so you got the 5. Jeremy, on the other hand, rolled a D8 for shooting. You had an 8.
Am I supposed to add my
It did it all for you, man.
agility to it?
Nope, it did it all for you.
Okay, because
I just got really lucky.
Yeah, Jeremy
Okay.
just got super lucky. He essentially got 2 explosions. So, yeah.
is your base stat supposed to apply to the roll as well?
No.
Not really. The base stat is more about how expensive it is to buy up the ranks in the skill.
Mhm.
Like if you have a
Oh,
really
okay,
poor
okay.
agility, buying higher shooting is really expensive.
Right.
Costs twice as much.
But yeah, if you got a high agility, it's easier to climb up that die size for your shooting skill.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
your actual attribute isn't going to come into play here. So, Furbrick, you toss your cornhole. You do get a 5, so that's a pass. 4 is what we needed to at least pass the thing. And so your cornhole lands high on the board and slowly slides back down and drops into the hole. The crowd cheers like, yeah. Furbrick's just like, I got this. Furbrick downs his pitcher, dumps his 3 beanbags into the pitcher, tosses it up into the air. All 3 beanbags are in the air. There's an old oak tree above it. He just pulls his 6-shooter and he shoots the oak tree, and then the branches falls and just swats all 3 of these beanbags into the cornhole all at the same time. Crazy trick shot. He could have put someone's eye out, but it was amazing.
Or he could have crushed a couple children. I mean, maybe that was actually the goal, but
You go for the parents first, then you don't feel bad about the children afterwards.
because they're orphans now.
I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad you did.
Excellent.
Hey, we just had to get it out there.
We did. We always have to. So the cornhole match goes back and forth, but clearly Tennessee Taylor is the champion at cornholing.
Yeah.
So,
Let's say no.
but the theatrics of this cornhole competition has drawn Mr. Alvord's attention as he saunters on over to the bar where Dan and Jake are standing there sipping on their drinks, watching the show. Now, I do say, I believe you all are the gunslingers that I hired to solve a mystery for me around these parts.
That's right. I'm the one-shot kid, and I'm here to find the source of all your troubles and blow them away with one shot.
That's fantastic. It is better to be a one-shot kid than a one-pump chump. I will tell you what, so I am glad you are on the right side of history, my friend.
I will look very suspiciously at my single-shot shotgun right now.
Now, Dan, you're watching Jake and Mr. Alvord have this conversation. And this, young woman, like I said, 13, 14, young girl, runs up to you. And she's standing there at the bar next to you. Not saying anything, just kind of standing at the bar, watching the barkeep move back and forth. And every time the barkeep moves by, she raises a hand real timidly, but she never says anything. But you can tell she's trying to get the barkeep's attention, but the barkeep's just not noticing her.
Well, I happen to have a hindrance of code of honor, so let me take care of that one.
Sure.
I'll be obnoxious.
What are you going to do, man?
Just get his attention. Bring him on over.
Okay. Yeah, you waving him. Oh, yes, sir. How can I be of service to you, sir?
Little lady here needs a little help.
Oh, it's the birthday girl. I'm so sorry that I did not see you there. Well, I will get you another lemonade, hun. And the little girl nods, pleased that she has the attention. She turns to you with a smile and she nods real emphatically towards you. And then the barkeep brings her a tall glass of lemonade. And as she's getting ready to run back off, join the festivities, Mr. Alvord. Ah, my dear sweet Cynthia. Come on over here and say hello to these kind gentlemen. As she comes over, and now I believe you already met our friend Mr. He points to you, Dan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Michael Morrison.
Mr. Michael Morrison, and she gives you a little curtsy. And this here is my new dear friend, Mr. Jake.
Kid's fine.
Mr. Kidd. And she gives another curtsy. Now, it is her 14th birthday party, and it is such a lovely day for this occasion. I have been raising her for the past 3 years, and the two of us are now thick as thieves, I tell you. Always into trouble we are. Always. Scoundrels, I might say. But now, my dear sweet, why don't you say goodbye to these two and be on your way? Hey there, Tombstone. As she gives a little nod and gives a little wave to you two, and off she runs to rejoin the festivities. Now, she's the sweetest thing I've ever met. She is so kind to me, and she takes care of me, even though, some days she does throw out my tobacco and tends to hide my whiskey around the house when she thinks I've been drinking too much. Tragic thing, really, it is. Her parents died in a violent stagecoach train collision. It was a rear end. It's a bender fender. So, but sadly, after that day, she has never spoken a word. Completely mute she is. No physical ailment the doctors can find. So it's got to be, what do they call it? Psychosomatic or something along them lines.
How did a stagecoach rear-end a train?
No, it was the other way around, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Yes, a little, the stagecoach kind of took it from behind from a friendly lad that was a little larger than anticipated.
Certainly one way to put it.
That was a butt sex joke if y'all didn't get it.
Oh, no, we got it.
Okay, just want to make sure. So,
Oh, no.
why don't you
The
two,
cops are coming for that joke.
Mr. Furbrick and Mr. Tennessee, why don't you come on over here and we can have a little conversation about business.
I love
All right.
business. Let's get down to it then.
Absolutely. So, I have brought you here because there has been a recent spat between the farmers and their sheep and the ranchers and their cattle. Now, what's happened is the farmers are putting up barbed wire fence around their grazing fields. Well, the ranchers aren't too happy about that because it is blocking the, the flow of traffic, you might say. The cows aren't able to get where they need to get. And it was bad enough when they were arguing, but now them cows are showing up with strange injuries on them, strange deep pierce marks. Now, initially everyone thought just barbed wire. They're getting into the barbed wire. The ranchers were furious their cows were getting injured. But it does not match the barbed wire. Yeah, Dan, we're basically playing Oklahoma with vampires. Now,
Just wait till we break out in the song later.
it's going to be a requirement. 1,000 bits and we'll all sing a song together.
It's too cheap.
2,000 bits and it won't be Limp Bizkit's rendition of Faith. So 1,000 bits, we'll sing it, but you have to pay an extra 2,000 bits to keep it from being that song. So, congrats. Now, I would usually go in and resolve this myself, but there is a slight problem. See, I had myself a bit of a romance. Tombstone 1K will get you Limp Bizkit's Faith.
How do you know that song? It's great.
Oh, it's fine. Everyone knows that song. As soon as I start singing it, you're all going to know it. Now, but the problem is I have this bit of a romance off and on with, just about everyone in that family. You see, I am not one of, I enjoy my proclivities, if you understand my meaning, which means that the ranchers believe that I have bias in finding facts in favor of the farmer. So I need someone else to come in, a third party that is impartial, you might say. And that's where you all come in. Go on out there, take a look at them cattle, take a look around the farm, the ranch land, and find out what the hell's going on to them poor cows, and get it so we can put this to bed.
Okie dokie.
I prize myself on my ability to not give a damn about anyone, so I'm as impartial as you will get.
Well, that is exactly the kind of thing we're looking for right here.
I'm not just an asshole. I'm a professional asshole.
Best kind of asshole you can find. Second best kind of asshole you can find. First best would be a willing asshole. Second best is a professional asshole.
If you can find a willing professional asshole.
My Lord, I've done died and gone to heaven. The vapors are getting me, I say. Now, I'm going to go enjoy the party. If you want to find this farm, you need to head on out west of town, out of old Boot Hill Road. Head out that way, and sure enough, you'll smell it before you see it. There's our sheep farm, and then the ranch land is right past that. So you'll see the barbed wire. If you want to head on down Boot Hill Road even further, eventually you'll find the old homestead that the ranchers are based out of. Now, the ranchers, they're of the Cool family. So you got to go find the Cool Ranch. But the farmers, the sheep farmers, they're the Dorito family. You're welcome. Now, I'm gonna have me another mint julep and go see if I can get some of that cornhole action as well. So,
If there's any cornhole action left to be had,
right, I mean,
I
Tennessee
think you might
kind of
wore it out.
Used up and wore out that cornhole. Something fierce. So, what all you want to do next?
Do we want to just get straight to our problem solving, or do we need to get drunk some more first?
Well, when
Don't see why
alcohol
we
is
can't do
free,
both. I mean, yeah.
Sure. I mean, the bar's open. You can drink as much as you want. The party's going to go into the night. Furbrick is checking his chaps out to make sure they're still there. Yeah, there's more games to be had. There's people you could mingle with if you want to talk and schmooze. There's food out there. They did a pit fry on a pig, so there's barbecued pig.
you know, it might not be a bad idea for us to socialize a bit, and maybe some of these people who are amenable to us could give us an idea of who might be some figures that'll be friendly to talk to. Maybe who should we look out for?
Mm-hmm. A little
Absolutely.
information gathering, I suppose, wouldn't hurt.
Absolutely. What kind of person are you going to look for first?
Well, I don't really trust children, so I'm not going to ask any of them.
That's fine. You look around, and you
I'm going to look for somebody with like a nice bright red, somebody who looks like they're a drunkard and a gossip.
oh yeah, absolutely. And looking around,
Are there
you-
a bunch of wine-laden ladies just kind of chilling around, whispering amongst themselves?
Sure, you do see. Sure enough, there is a small gaggle of, women. Well, Shazbot, we're running my own game tonight, so you missed out on this. Bert, we just made characters, and we're just getting into the adventure.
You want to throw in?
If you want in, I'll just have to redo the overlay while we're talking.
Yeah, I mean,
In fact, I dare say we insist.
The overlay was quite janky when we started,
Right.
so
I don't even know what I'm doing
shouldn't be a
anymore.
problem.
So,
we're gonna go to see if we can make the cowfolk and the ranchers befriend,
sure. So yeah, you find
just like
this.
the song told me.
Yeah, this gaggle of women. They're chatting, having a good time. Bert, we're gonna go. I don't know how long we're gonna go. We're gonna go until we find a conclusion or we all get tired. So, yeah, no answer. At least probably 2 hours, maybe 3. Yeah, you find a gaggle of women. They're drinking, they're gossiping. Psst, 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 psst. 20 minutes tops. A little more than 20 minutes. Maybe like 25. They're gossiping, having a good time.
I'd be curious to try and find out if any like new families have moved into town recently, any new people.
Sure. That's fair, Bert. We can get you in something else later on. Okay. So
After we talk to them, see
Alright.
if we can find like a town doctor
Okay.
or something.
hang on. Let me rephrase this. I didn't quite finish. I got distracted by chat. So you see this gaggle of women gossiping, drinking. You also see the town preacher. Looks, 8 sheets to the wind. Wobbling around, his whatever, the little collar's kind of undone a little bit. He's a little disheveled. Walking up and talking to anyone who will talk to him, and eventually they wander off because he's kind of loud and obnoxious. Or you could probably see the town doctor. He's probably there enjoying himself. Reserved, kind of scrawny man with spectacles and, big black top hat. Who all do you want to talk to first?
No, a doctor's going to know who's been shot, and usually if somebody survives the shooting, they're going to be able to know who's done the shooting. Or if anybody else has also incurred any strange wounds.
That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Sure. So you all,
Anyone else appear to have run into that barbed wire?
I don't know. You going to go talk to the doctor?
Sure.
Okay. Y'all wander over to the doctor. I Yes, hello. My name is Dr. Montgomery Wards. How might I be of assistance? You all look new to town. I'm going to guess you're the group of crack detectives that Mr. Alvord brought in.
That's true. We are a proper gaggle of dicks.
Proper gaggle of dicks. That is a fantastic. You could have also been a gaggle of blue-footed boobies. Quite an interesting bird, and it just always gives me an excuse to say boobies.
It's fair. Yeah.
I'm going to take 5 steps backwards and let our good friend Meat talk for it.
Meat. One of you is named Meat. How positively intriguing. Is that
I think he
a
means
German name?
me. No. Actually, my name's Furbrick.
Furbrick. I don't see how you got meat out of that, but very well. Pleased to meet
Me
you,
either.
Furbrick.
Nice to meet you as well. We are in town investigating these.
The
You know.
cattle, yes.
Yeah, as you know, we see that they've incurred some strange injuries, and we're wondering if any people or if you've recognized any strange injuries on any of the townsfolk recently as well.
No, I have not. The injuries, I have looked at the cows, the ranchers, although I'm not, licensed in livestock. I'm not a veterinarian, I'm a personarian. It's a little doctor joke for you there. But yes, I did look at them. It is quite an odd, a very clean wound, very deep, usually in multiples. Sometimes there's been 2 or 3. One cow had like 5 or 6 of these weird puncture wounds in it, and it varies all over different parts of the body. There's even one that had them like on the back of its neck, on the very top. Very strange. But I have none of my human patients. None of them have reported the same injury. I've not seen it on a person, just the cows. I've
Okay.
even looked at the sheep, and they are quite fine. None of them have any matching injuries either.
All right. Another question: are there any people that have moved to town recently that you know of? Any new families, new faces other than us?
Let's see here. New people. Let's see. Let me look. Actually, yes. There's a new family that's running the convenience store. They just moved in maybe a month ago. Which would be, a couple of weeks before the cow thing started up. But if you want to talk to them, I do not believe they're here at their party, or here at this party, but they're the Nolly family, and they run the convenience store. They changed it to Nolly's Grub Counter. They're trying to turn it into this novel thing that I've heard of called a diner.
Wait until they take that into the hub of the grub.
Yes, I don't know what that is. Maybe they could, the hub of the grub could be like a central, like a wagon wheel in the restaurant that they put the food on and they spin it around to deliver it to people. That would be quite a fantastic hub of the grub.
Yeah. It's an amazing concept from Mount East.
Yes, I'm going to say copyright. That's my idea. If you use it, I will sue you. I am quite litigious, just so you know.
All right. I guess we can go check that out. How far away are these farmers and the ranch and all that?
The farmers are maybe like a half mile out of town. The ranch is maybe like a mile and a half out of town. And I'll say all of you have horses too, just because it's the West. Why wouldn't you have horses?
Right. Okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do we want to go talk to them, or do we want to go to the ranch?
I mean, we won't have anything to correlate them to this just yet. Might be useful information for later, but
Yeah.
we head out to the ranch and if they've seen them around or something, or maybe they work at the one place or another, might give reason to look into them.
Sure.
Sure. I just need to know where you want to go.
Yeah, let's check out the Nolly's grub counter.
Sure. Yeah, you head on over to Nolly's grub counter. General store, and they're trying to set it up as like they've kind of divided it in half. Half of it's, food goods, dried goods, other basic items. The other half of it's they've turned into like a small restaurant. A family of like Middle Eastern descent, it looks like, as you move in, and they're greetings everyone. Welcome to Nolly's grub counters. A middle-aged woman comes up and greets you. If you're here for shopping, we have this is such a fantastic idea. We put small crates on wheels with handles so you don't have to carry everything as you move around the store. Or if you want to eat, today's specialty, as we like to call it, is a French dip sandwich that my husband learned while he was studying the culinary arts in France.
That sounds too fancy for me already.
I'd like 2 of those.
Very well. She'll charge you a couple bucks. We don't need to worry about money. It's a one shot. Who the fuck cares? She, shows you to a table, and she brings out 2 large French dip sandwiches with a big bowl of au jus and some, nice ginger beer and what else? A side of fried potatoes.
Dang.
Mindful.
I'm not feeding any of you except for disappointment. That's what you get to eat, is disappointment. Talking to chat.
wah.
I don't care what you players eat.
Heaping bowl of it.
And if you dig into it, it's delicious, nutritious. Yeah, quite wonderful.
Did you have something you were wanting to ask him, Furby? I'll go ahead and say it.
Yeah, someone else can talk this time if you had.
I don't know what we were here for to ask him about.
I would just ask, like, so I heard you guys are, relatively new to town, and I would try and get like a time frame that they moved.
Yeah, we moved into town about 5 weeks ago. We had already prearranged the purchase of the store from the previous owners. They're still in town. They just wanted to retire. And then we spent a week or so renovating and getting everything set up. We've been open for business for about 3 weeks now.
Okay. And how long have the cattle been getting the weird markings?
I don't remember what I said before, so we're gonna go 4 weeks.
Okay.
It was a week or two before this family showed, or after this family showed up.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. Maybe we can just ask them if they have any information. If any of the ranchers or cow folk come in and talk about their problems with their fences and cattle with them.
Some sadly business it hasn't caught on quite yet, but more and more people are coming in. You do over here. Things people say, and yeah, the talk of the town is the strange injuries on the cows. But yeah, I haven't heard anything specific on if they've figured out what might be causing it yet. So yeah, I don't know.
Then is it just her and her husband? She said moved in.
Her and her husband, and they've got 3 kids.
3 kids. Okay.
The kids are all at the party right now.
Ah.
But they're
Okay.
got to make ends meet, so we're here working.
Seems fair. I mean, I didn't really have any specific questions to ask him in the first place.
I'm not really
so-
sure which avenue to take with this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You all
I
have
suppose I'll order 4 of your finest steaks, rare,
Sure.
please.
She puts the order in. 5-10 minutes later, your steaks come out. They're delicious.
Do they have any strange punctures in them?
Give me a notice test.
All right.
Hmm.
Bing, bang, boom.
4 is what you pass, so no.
All right. Well, works for me.
Other than the puncture marks you're about to put on yourself.
Exactly.
If I can be totally candid, I'm a horrible detective. I just tend to go to where they've said bad things have occurred, and usually those same things will happen to me. So I
Yeah,
intend
you
to
go and
just
start
go.
making
Fair enough.
accusations, and then they just start trying to beat you up or shoot you or whatever, and that's when you take care of business.
Well, see
Hey,
that, or we
lollygaggers,
just
thanks for that raid.
maybe we loiter where these cattle have been loitering, and whatever's been doing the business to them will come and try to do the same to us as well. Or maybe we'll see it in the
Sure.
act.
Just
Sure.
sit in the bush
Yeah.
by a fence and shoot whatever comes along. That's not a cow.
Observe them. See if they do get tangled in the barbed wire or not.
Sure.
Don't know if we're full. We've had drink. We've had food. Why not go camping?
Sure.
That's the only thing we haven't done yet tonight.
Yeah, you all head on out Boot Hill Road. You go past the farm. Sure enough, you see it. You smell it. You see the sheep. You can see the barbed wire fences going all around it, kind of going off this direction and that direction. And eventually, yeah, you find the ranch land, and you can see the, cows moving through the pastures. If you're all wanting to post up somewhere hidden so you can just watch the movement of the cows.
Doesn't seem like a bad way to just get some casual information.
Say that again.
Doesn't seem like a bad way to get some casual information.
Why
Sure.
don't you all just roll me a stealth test?
Yeah.
If you don't have stealth, then it's the anything else or whatever it is. Okay. So,
I'm a little bit drunk.
one shot kid. Wow, that's a 9.
Ooh.
Yeah, overall. So, yeah, Tennessee, you didn't quite make it, but luckily, Furbrick, Dan, make up for it. And then the one shot kid, kid, you're able to help Tennessee kind of, calm
I'm
his
not sure how
drunkenness.
exactly I got a 9 there.
It's because you roll a 4 because you're not trained in it. So you rolled a d4. The first
Right.
d4 you rolled came up a face 4. So you got to roll it again.
Ah,
Second one you rolled was another face 4. And then the last
Gotcha.
one you rolled was a 1.
It's kind of like
Just
how
lucked out.
Fury Dice exploded
Yeah.
in yeah.
It's a Y-hander, yeah.
I got you.
But
So I just sprout leaves and I sit down.
yeah. So you all kind of hole up. You find a nice vantage point where you can watch the cows. You can see some of the barbed wire fence. The cows are actually staying away from the barbed wire fence. There's no real cows lingering over that direction. How long are you all wanting to stay here?
Do we want to stake it out overnight and then talk to the farmers tomorrow morning?
That sounds like a great idea, meat.
All
So-
right.
Yeah, you all stake it out overnight. Throughout the night, there's the Captain Kieran, you keep making me insult you. It makes me think you like it, like you're some kind of sadist. If you want to get off on people saying bad things about you, that's your business. Well, I guess I made it mine too by giving you that. Captain Kyrian, you fucking sadist. I don't know.
I think you already got an insult in there without realizing it, maybe.
Did I? I don't know. I was trying to think of something real poignant. I hope that your shoes have grenades built into the toes and your feet blow off. There's an insult. I'm sorry. That's all I have. But you all hear the sounds of nature overnight. Maybe the occasional coyote out there in the wilderness. Maybe you all take turns kind of doing like little patrols here and there. Cows are fine, right? Nothing happens. It's not until sunrise, and it's the wee hours. Sun's just coming up. Why don't you all roll me a notice test?
Boy.
There we go.
Oh, god damn.
Wow.
Joe, you got a 19.
So that was.
Oh, that's Tennessee. Damn.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans, just hot fire.
Tennessee,
today.
yeah.
My 9, I was really impressed with it. And 19.
It just exploding dice, man. Weird things happen.
So as the sun's coming up, you're kind of looking across the land, and you see to the east a little bit. You can't really make it out. It's kind of silhouetted against the sunrise. Several kind of, I don't want to say small. I mean, maybe like coyote sized, kind of creeping through the grass up towards the herd of cow. And you see like 2 or 3 of these. And all of a sudden you hear a strange noise, like a real low, dull, very instantaneous, like whistle noise. Just like it lasts for maybe like quarter a second, half a second. And then all of a sudden you hear one of the cows starts kind of mooing in distress. And then you hear another one of these noises. More distressed moos. And then you hear, in the direction that you see these silhouetted figures, an odd, high-pitched, not like freakishly high-pitched, but giggling, and then that shh, 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 shh. A little bit of giggling, then shh, 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 shh. Someone shushing someone else, maybe.
I think we need to go kill some children.
I mean,
I
quite
kid,
possibly.
but possibly.
Oh, okay.
Wait till they're on the inside of the barbed wire so they can't run away.
That's an excellent point. Maybe they don't know that we know, so we heel-toe it over that way.
And jump them while they're jumping the cattle.
That's right. The classic double jump.
That's right.
Yeah, I'd like to stealth up and try and get closer to these silhouettes.
Sure, give me a stealth test if you want to do that.
Ooh.
You got an 8. You did good. So, yeah, you kind of kneel down. You start kind of moving up to it. And then, sure enough, you come across, looks like 3 children, 3 young boys, maybe 8 or 9. Each of them are holding these, they look like sticks. Each of these sticks is maybe like 2.5 feet long. And you can see them take something out of like a small pouch bag they're carrying with them. And they stuff it in one side of the stick. And they hold it up to their mouth. And they point the stick at one of the cows. And then you hear that whistle noise. And then you hear one of the cows making those distressed moos again.
Little blowguns. Okay. I want to try and get behind them and grab one of them. That's got. Do all three of them have the sticks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to roll that as Dan. I don't want to roll that as Dan. It's fine. I'm going to keep that 3. I just didn't want to be Dan. I need better luck than that. So yeah, you're going to try and sneak up. I'll let you keep that 8. You move around. They're all busy giggling to themselves, loading up the next round of blowgun darts.
Okay. I'm gonna wait until like right after they fire one, or they've all fired it, and then I'm just gonna grab one on the shoulders and yell at him, try and scare him.
Sure, yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Take their next shot, and you leap out and you grab one by the back of his coveralls, or his overalls. You snatch him right by the back, and all 3 of them shoot up and just scream in terror. And you see these 3 dirty-looking farm kids, and they all try to split. 2 of them split, dead sprint. One running to the left, one running to the right of you. The third one tries to run directly away from you, but you got him by the back of his britches, so he's not going anywhere.
All right. Yeah, I'm
we
just
try to
gonna start
catch the
yelling at
other
him. Like,
runners.
what are you doing, you dumb kid? And
Oh, we're just having some fun,
searching.
mister. Let me go.
I'm gonna look in his bag that he's got.
It looks
Take a
like
look at the darts.
he's got a bunch of, it looks like chicken bones that they've, like the chicken thighs or chicken wings that they've kind of like sharpened, like whittled. So they're like almost needles in the knuckle joint. They've got some bits of kind of like feather like tied to it. And they've made just real crude like blowgun darts out of it using chicken bones. Now chicken bones are mostly hollow inside. And so looking at it, you're just like, strange, very clean, about that deep. This is definitely probably what was making those holes. But 2 of the kids are running away. What do y'all want to do?
Chase the one sprinting off to the right.
All right, Jake, I want you to give me a test. I need to look.
Probably go for the one on the left.
Sure. I think this is going to be an athletics test. Yes, athletics. So if you're whoever's chasing after kids, Joe, you're not. You got 1 kid like this. Jeremy, if Tennessee wants to give chase too, just athletics.
I suppose I shouldn't just shoot them if they are children.
Probably, maybe. Depends on if they got parents.
They are armed.
You can see that Tennessee is still kind of feeling the effects of the drinks from
Right.
he like stumbles about 10 feet and then just sits down. My friends have this.
Sure.
Apparently, I attempt to run 10 feet and stumble and fall down.
So Dan in Tennessee, you go after the one that ran to the left.
Boy, we're just like, oh, never mind.
Now, kid,
What do you think? Should I do a warning shot?
if you want to, man, go for it.
I'll wait till after the other kid. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, kid, you run up, and this kid gets maybe like 20 yards, and you just sprint up. He's almost getting away, but you're like, I got this. And you pull your 6-shooter out, and you just throw it at the back of his legs as hard as you can. And it just trips him, and he goes rolling in the grass. And you snatch him up. You two have captured, or you all have captured 2 of the kids. Now,
I thought this was like, look, he's got a gun. Shoot him.
Dan, Jeremy, you
Coming
two,
right for me.
you 2 you're losing this kid. He's breaking for some trees not too far out.
Well, I think I'm going to shoot like a branch off the tree just to try and scare the shit out of that little kid and tell him to stop.
Sure.
Knock it off.
I'll keep running after him. You shoot that tree branch.
Give me intimidation there, Jeremy.
Oh, I don't have intimidation.
Oh, it's a D4.
Okay. Untrained.
Untrained. No. because that's untrained is a D4 -2.
Just now stop.
Come on. Please. Dan, give me another athletics.
Same rolls last time.
Oh,
And you all chase him. And you chase him into the woods. And eventually he leads you and you follow him. He's almost out of sight, but then you'll catch him again. And you see that he kind of slips into this opening. But before you can kind of close the path, all of a sudden, and just so I can throw some combat in,
oh no.
a pack of coyotes
How can figure?
hops out. Now, I don't know who these people are. This is Dan.
Yep. I'm at the top.
That's Jeremy. All right. So I'm going to select all these and we're going to go to initiative. Now, Joe and Jake, sadly, you're all left behind.
I mean, there's nothing saying they can't murder the children.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to murder the children, feel free.
Ah, geez, the coyotes got him.
So, this coyote, these 3 coyotes leap out of the brush, and you can see this kid. The coyotes were probably going for this kid, and the kid just bolted right past him, and then they leaped out and they saw you, so now they're coming for you.
Yeah, obviously I'm a slower, easier target.
So the first coyote is going to leap out. We're going to say it, Dan.
As it should.
It's going to make a melee attack. Dan, what's your parry score?
It is 5.
So yeah, it tries to take a bite at you. You easily deflect it. Jeremy, what's Tennessee going to do?
I'm going to put some bullets in these mongrels' brains.
Sure, go ahead and make your shot.
All right. Well, I'll do my first shot. Did it?
There it goes.
Nope. Well, then with my left hand, I'll do the other shot.
Did you take ambidextrous?
Yep.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, that 6 is a hit. You're standing back a little bit, so 4 was our target. So go and give us your damage on that.
Okay. So we got
8 damage.
and 9 even, thanks to Grim Servant.
Okay, 9 damage. Yeah, you shoot the first one. You're like, shit. So you take a closer beat on the second one. And one of the ones that hasn't gone yet leaps out up into the air. But as it is, you just bam, and you just blow the back of this thing's head out. And it collapses to the ground. Dead.
There we go.
Now I'm trying to remember.
It's very important when you're drunk to use 2 guns so that you can calibrate your aim.
Yeah.
One to miss and one to hopefully not miss.
I'm trying to remember if there's a penalty for attacking someone engaged in melee. I don't think there is. Attacker may use a weapon no... Okay, so if you're in fighting range with someone, like fist fighting range with someone, you're reduced to a weapon no larger than a pistol. And you go against the target's parry. But we're not in that situation, so I just wanted to make sure.
Not yet, because we will be if my turn comes up.
All right. So that coyote's dead. The other coyote is going to run up and it's going to attack. 1 and 2 is Dan. 3 and 4 is Jeremy.
Oh, it has to be me.
Dan.
I'm a trouble magnet, remember?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because if it's random, it's... Oh, my. Oh, you poor bastard.
I mean,
Luckily-
it happened anyways.
Luckily, it runs up and you're able to fend it off. Dan, it's your turn. You got 2 coyotes in melee with you.
I'm just saving Chuck the trouble of rolling to attack me.
Oh, I
Just
appreciate
letting him
that.
choose to attack me.
I appreciate that, Dan.
I too happen to have a Colt on me, so I'll just try and shoot.
Sure.
I'm close up here.
You're going to be going against their parry score.
So,
No. You just got the one?
yeah, I just have one. I don't have any fancy perks or anything for that.
So, new round of combat. Jeremy, you're up first. You got a king. The initiative tracker for Savage World is absolutely amazing. Because every time I hit the thing to start the new round of combat, it automatically deals out the new cards.
Oh,
That's pretty
nice.
cool. I like that. Okay, so as usual, I miss, and then we'll try the second shot.
Recalibrating.
There you
Recalibrating.
go. That's a hit.
Okay. And then
The AI voice comes out and says,
oh my
Lord.
God.
God.
20 damage. So that is... Crap. So 8 was our first raise. 12 was the second. 16 was the third. And 20 was the fourth. I'll tell you what. Just Borderlands style, when you get that good Jacob rifle, that good Jacob's, pistol or whatever, you shoot the first coyote. And it's a headshot. You see the critical numbers flash up. Skull explodes, but you hear a strange whistling noise. As the bullet must have grazed a fragment of the skull just right, and it ricocheted off the first coyote's skull and just buries itself into the second coyote, killing both of them in one shot.
Nice.
I meant to do that.
And that's the end of our
I'm
combat
willing
here.
to believe it.
So with these coyotes dead,
I helped.
you move into this clearing. And in the center of this clearing is an old, gnarled, dead-looking oak tree. No leaves on it, no barks left on it. It's just stark white in the center of this field. And sure enough, up in the branches of this tree, you see this kid. You're never going to get me. Stay back or I'm going to shoot you with my darts.
Kid.
You better be good to me or I'm going to tell my pa.
You better stop saying that you're going to shoot me or I'll shoot back. And I promise you, mine's bigger.
He looks at his blow dart. Jeremy, I do want to intimidate on that one just for shits and giggles.
I know, but I'm terrible at intimidating. I can walk the walk, but I cannot talk the talk.
That's fine.
I'm gonna start dragging the kid that I've
that's a
got
pass.
by the collar since I hear all these gunshots.
So yeah, you and Jake start dragging the kids you've got that direction. Yeah, Jeremy. Listen, mister, I was only kidding. I don't want to hurt nobody. We were just having fun. And he tosses his blowgun down on the ground. Listen, I won't hurt you none, I promise. Just don't shoot me. My mom will kill me if I get these clothes all bloody too.
So she even knows about it. You've been coming here hassling these cattle for a long time.
Oh, for a while. Ever since Timmy done figured out that we can make these little dart guns using the chicken bones.
Causing lots of people some trouble.
Oh, we didn't mean to cause no trouble.
Well, you caused enough trouble to bring us to town. So we're about to come down, have you admit to what you've done. You can have yourself a nice little come to Jesus morning. And then hopefully you don't get your ass whipped too bad. And we'll move on.
But I don't want to get in trouble, mister. My pa's going to be mighty mad at me.
Well, the thing is, if you continue with this, your pa might be banned now. But if this does not stop, some of those other folks on the other side of that fence, they're going to shoot your pa in the face and murder him.
Why would they shoot my pa? He ain't got nothing to do with this.
They don't care.
think He's doing this.
Well, my pa's not the sheep farmer. My pa's the chicken farmer south of town.
Well,
We sneak out here in the mornings to mess with the cows.
well,
Well, then maybe the sheep farmers will kill your dad. I don't know. But the point is, you're killing your father.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'll come down. Now it's about this time. Joe, Jake, you all convene in this clearing as well. Like I said, you see this old, gnarly looking, kind of gross, little creepy looking dead oak tree. And you walk in and you see this boy starting to climb down. And all of a sudden, he's way up there. He's probably like 30 feet up in this old tree. He's starting to climb down. And the branch that he was on just gives out, rotted branch. You see it just bend like it's made of rubber, and it just slides him right off. And he falls, maybe only 5 or 6 feet, as another branch snags him right in the back of the pants. And now this kid's dangling like 25 feet up, upside down from this tree branch that snagged the back of his pants.
I suppose we got to probably help him down.
Ah, help me! I'm gonna fall on my head, and Ma says I can't get any dumber.
Well, and you might be just fine. Somebody want to get down there, try to catch him, and I'll go try and climb up there and get him.
I got this. I'm gonna walk over and hand off the kid to somebody.
Sure. You gonna shimmy on up? Hey, Sammy, thanks for coming
No,
by.
I'm gonna stand where I think he's gonna fall and shoot the branch that he's on.
God, this is what I expected, but
Sure, make me your attack roll.
All right.
Four's a hit, man. So you stand back where you think he's gonna be. You take your careful aim and you, as you pierce this branch, the branch shatters. Give me an athletics test.
Okay.
Yeah.
5.
100 bets. That's remove shaking. Yeah, we'll bank that. Yeah, you catch him, Joe. Not a trouble. So you get
All right.
underneath and you catch him. Everyone give me a notice test. Wow.
I think I've got a critical fail on every single one of my rolls so far.
Wait, critical fail only counts if you roll double ones. Sammy, you short little fucking person. Keep making me insult you. Oh, you want me to insult Tyler? Oh God, how can I insult Tyler? Like, I like Tyler, so I just don't want to go for the jugular. So, Tyler, you were my least... Well, how do I want to say this? Tyler, I fired you. You were fucking fired, Tyler. I fired you. I didn't want to fire you, but you made me fire you, Tyler, and I don't fucking appreciate that. You lazy, techno-raving son of a bitch. Popping your crazy E's all the time, glow sticks on your titties, like... Knock it off, Tyler. Knock it off. And for reference, I fired Tyler when he was a student at the school I used to work and teach at. So it was fucking ages ago.
I'm sure it had a lot to do with ecstasy and glow sticks.
It did. He wouldn't stop showing up to work with these weird fucking like suction cup glow sticks on his titties. So he'd walk in, shirt off, just like boop boop. Like and then I'm like, dude, put a shirt on. So he just put a shirt on over it. But it was like he was like nipping to the nth degree. Like it was like this. And then he was like because that's what he would do all day. There's your insult, Tyler. There's your fucking insult. You're welcome, Tyler. Anyway, so kid, you pass. And the tree branch snaps with the bullet, and it's a fairly thick branch. That's great, Sammy. You know, maybe its circumference is like this. And Joe catches the kid, but you look back up because you're like, that was a good shot. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, that was a good shot. But you see hanging out, the branch was like hollow, and hanging out of the hollow bit of the branch, you see a tiny little hand. I mean, like tiny, like this, like the arms like the size of my pinky, and it's just like alabaster white, just hanging out of this tree, this stump on this tree, this branch.
Is it moving?
No, not that you can tell.
Not like a little skeleton hand.
It's janky.
It doesn't look skeletal. Just
It's Chris Elliott in Scary Movie too.
yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Oh yeah, I know who that is.
Strong
Take my
hand.
strong hand. Let me serve you up some.
Been
That
too long since I've
is
seen that.
disturbing. And I'm going to admit my knee-jerk reaction to disturbing things is to shoot them.
You gonna shoot it?
Yeah, I agree. We should probably shoot this tree.
You shooting the tree, or
Just
you
come-
trying to shoot at the hand?
I want to shoot the hand.
Go ahead and
Oh,
give me
you
a,
just must
a
fit to
shoot.
the hand.
Give me that shoot test.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean,
You
it's
miss.
probably not important if it's in the tree.
The good news is I got 2 of these.
Oh yeah.
Tree reaches down with its arm and
Oh, there
pulls
you
out
go.
its gun.
Every time I always miss.
So you, yeah, it's your offhand. What really it is you're trying to pretend to be right-handed, but you're actually left-handed. So you take your shot, and you pierce right through that branch. There's the sound of the wood. There's a strange like crunch, like almost like a glass type noise. And this chunk of branch falls. And you can see where it fell off. There's a bit of cloth hanging out. Looks kind of weird, but on the ground next to you, this chunk of branch you shot off falls, and out comes a little, looks like a little like porcelain doll's hand attached to a bit of cloth, because back then like the hands and the head were like porcelain and the rest was cloth with it attached to it. And then there's a section of what looks like a doll's head, like you got a headshot. And so you see this like weird kind of ratty, gross looking like yarn hair attached to this portion of like a porcelain doll's head. And you can see like a black, like an eye that's just painted completely black, a little bit of cheek, part of an ear. But you're going to guess that the rest of the doll is still up in that tree branch. But you certainly destroyed it. You headshot.
Ugh.
I'm setting this tree on fire.
That's a
Sure.
not
What
place
do you got
put
to
a
do
doll.
to set it on fire?
Should have. Is there any just like adventure kit that you have by default?
I don't think so. It's
I
whatever.
I added a gallon of lantern oil and a lantern and
Oh,
some
shit.
matches to my
There you
gear. So
Jake can
Nice.
certainly do
Oh
it.
yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't like dolls. Furbrick does not like dolls.
Sure. So as Furbrick starts lighting the fire, everyone roll me a notice test. Oh,
Get a little warm on you.
no, I went for my whiskey.
Oh, you got not that.
No, I went for my whiskey. Yes, I intended to go for my whiskey, but I wasn't paying attention, so I took a big old gulp like I was still working on my peach margarita.
Oh,
And it just caught me off guard.
yeah.
Oh, you guys did good. So, Tennessee, you're still fighting off your hangover. The rest of you with, you know, one or Kid and Dan, you, as the fire starts going up, there's rustling in the trees, like wind starting to blow through, and you hear. Initially, you think it's like the wind kind of rattling through the leaves on the trees, but it almost sounds like a strange whispering. But it's kind of like a wordless, like you can't make anything out.
Thousand voices saying, "You bastard, don't burn us."
You bastard! How dare you? No, but you can't make anything out. But it just kind of, and it's real quiet. It's real soft. You have to like listen, kind of strain to hear it. You're not even sure that you actually heard it. But you watch, and the tree is old, it's rotted, it's dry. It just, like in a matter of moments, it's just whoosh, this giant pyre in the middle of this clearing in this forest. It's going up. You still got the strange doll hand and part of a head. Are you just leaving that on the ground, just taking it with you,
I'm not
kicking it in
touching
the
it.
fire?
If someone else is interested in it, they can. But I am not touching it.
Just leaving it there?
No, not a chance. I'm not scared of this.
What do you do, man?
I'm gonna go over there and pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up. Sure enough, feels like porcelain and cloth, old cloth. It's kind of gritty and gross, a little bit of damp. It's got kind of a mildew smell to it. What do you do? Just keeping it with you to show off, or?
I'm gonna take a
I
look
shot
at it.
this doll in half.
Let's see if there's any like particular like emblems or markings of note.
Sure. You give it a look. I won't even make you roll. There's doesn't appear to be any markings of note or anything on it.
Well, then we found a weird doll here. If nobody's too opposed, I'll put it underneath my boot and smash it thoroughly.
Sure, you throw it on the ground and
Absolutely.
you just stomp it to pieces. Not a problem. Let me take
We're excellent detectives.
excellence.
Yeah. We found the creepy dolls. We fixed the creepy dolls. We found the annoying children. We fixed the annoying children.
Do you see this, children? This is what happens when you go about doing your malarkey. Strange trees get dolls inside of them, and things get lit on fire. If you
Listen,
don't knock it
mister-
off, you'll kill your father.
Okay.
We're lucky we saved him from these dolls to start with.
Let's see.
Do you normally hang around this tree full of dolls?
No, I was just running. And I saw this tree and it looked easy to climb. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this tree before, but I've never ran this far into this chunk of woods before.
Probably because your father told you better.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, the good news is...
This is
Sorry, kid.
this tree is on the property of the Cool Ranch, is it?
Yeah, give or take. You know, once the ranchers essentially they just roam their cows in any unfenced area. So they have their homestead area where they got kind of everything they need set up farm for the cows. But when it comes time to feeding and let the cows roam, they just anywhere that doesn't have a fence up. So you'd probably have to check with the town clerk or something like that to find out who actually for sure owns this. But it's not too far off from the ranch. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't mind investigating spooky tree spots, maybe getting rich off of it, but I also wouldn't like to get shot.
Well, we have a payday right here with these children. We make them come clean with what they've done. And then maybe let's get our first paycheck. And then while we're getting that paycheck, we drop a little bit of a hint about, oh my, during the course of this investigation, we found a hint of something possibly more sinister. And then we see if we can bait a second payment.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, keep that dull arm. We might have something with that.
Okay. So you do this, start heading back out. Where y'all want to go? You want to go talk to Mr. Alvord to get your payday?
Well, first we got to go. Where is it? South of here, north of here, to the chicken farm.
Take them
Where
home.
these kids are from.
Yeah, if you want to it's south of town. So if you want to head back to town and then head south, they can direct you to where their chicken farm is.
Well, do we want to bring the kids with us when we're talking to the guy?
I think so. I think perhaps we need for them to be witnessed in their testimony.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We take them back to their home. Who knows what strangeness might occur?
You might be right.
Don't want to give them any more time to come up with ideas about how they weren't doing it.
We've got them good and
Exactly.
scared the way children should be. Let's take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, you're walking these 3 kids back. They're coming along peacefully. One of the kids is really dragging his feet, slowing you all down. We'll say this kid's name is, the 3 kids, their name's Timmy, Tommy,
Timmy.
and Tony.
Is
And
Tony the
Timmy-
one dragging his feet? Oh,
Timmy's
sorry.
the one
Timmy.
dragging his foot.
I knew it. I was going to say that before we even called the name.
He's just walking, just
I could
walking,
just sense he
poking,
was a little Timmy.
slowing you all down.
Timmy, you worry about getting in trouble?
Well, of course I am, mister.
Is that why you're walking slow?
Oh no, that ain't walking slow. I just move slow. Look. And he kind of hikes up his pant leg and he kind of points out his foot. My foot ain't no good, and you can see it's kind of bent and twisted off to the side a little bit. Like I broke it when I was a baby, and it never healed right, and it doesn't work so good.
Boy, seems like you shouldn't be much for getting in trouble then if you can't run right.
Well, usually I get by being smart and sneaky, but y'all put me in a running match, and I'm always going to lose that.
Well, we still got a spell before. Oh, sorry.
I was just say, imagine one of them cattle put you in a running match.
You know, I never thought of that. I figure I'd just shoot them in the eyeballs with a blowgun.
I think that just makes me angry.
No, then they can't see me on one side. So I just step to the side they can't see me. And if they turn the other side, I'll blowgun and hit the other eye. Then they can't see me on any side. So then I'll just sneak away real quiet. And they'll never see me.
Got high expectations for your aim there.
Hey,
Timmy, I like you. Do you want a sip of something strong?
I sure do, sir. My pa
You're about to get in
says,
some deep shit, so you deserve it.
yeah, my pa says I can't drink nothing good because it'll put hair on my chest. But I think I'm a man already. So give me a sip because I've already, listen, one day I was out sneaking around and I'm just going to say I accidentally saw into a few windows and saw old Mrs. Jenkins' tater tots, if you get what I mean.
Well, oh no, look at this. I dropped my flask and you picked it up and happened to take a swig before I could stop you.
Sure.
I'm a horrible person.
He gets through like probably half the flask before you're like, all right, not all of it.
Boy,
But he seems to tank it, man. Like he's just like, yeah, keeps peeking down his shirt. Like now I'm gonna grow some chest hair.
Yep.
My older,
Their
my
dad's
old-
got 2 reasons to beat you.
oh no, that ain't no good. I wasn't
That
gonna
other
do
foot's going to be broken by the time we're
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be walking around here like a duck, like this. All right. So yeah, he's trying his best to keep up, especially after that. He's kind of taking a shine to you there, Tennessee. He's kind of regaling you with all the mischief that he and his brothers have caused around town. But eventually you find yourself at Mr. Alvord's house. It's maybe, 7, 8 in the morning, fairly early. And he, knock, knock, knock. Oh, yes, give me just a second. You see Mr. Alvord eventually make his way to the door wearing a very luxurious, like, silk robe. Y'all caught me at a inappropriate moment. I wasn't dressed yet. It's a bit early for my liking. Oh, my gosh. I see y'all got the Kentucky kids out there. What'd you bring them back here for? Hey, GM Jerry, thanks for that raid. Ooh. His father was a colonel in the war.
Explains.
Oh,
their
we caught these
creativity.
kids making holes in the cattle with their blow darts or something like that.
Chicken bones, as it were.
Oh my gosh, I would have never even put that together. That's mighty fun. Now, come in. I'm a bit preoccupied. Not only was I not entirely dressed yet, I was actually in the process of getting dressed because my dear sweet Cynthia, she ain't looking too good this morning. She acting like she's a little under the weather. I was going to take her to go see the doctor. But why don't you all come in and have a seat? I'm going to go finish getting dressed. And then y'all can help me walk Cynthia to the doctor while we talk about what you found. And then I can get you paid this morning.
Perfect.
Sounds like a good morning indeed.
So you all have a seat in his, sitting room, front room, whatever the fuck you want to call it. GM Jerry, I don't even know what I've got in store, right? This is another one of those, sadly, Eddie couldn't play in our BFRPG, so Joe and I are talking like, what the fuck do we do? And I'm like, I'll run something. You know what? I'll run a game I've never ran before. So here we are playing Deadlands. You all have a seat. You can hear him. He makes his way upstairs. You can hear him rummaging around in his room getting dressed. But then you see Cynthia, the teenage girl you saw yesterday at the party. Sure enough, she looks pale. Something's not right with her. She doesn't feel good. But she's kind of looking around, and she looks at little Timmy. She's kind of got a puzzled look on her face, looking at Timmy. And Timmy's over Tennessee like, the hell's she looking at me for? Like, this ain't making me comfortable. Like, I'm far too young to be appreciating the stare of a woman like that. Like, this ain't right.
That's a little odd. Just like cursory look, anything stand out on her?
She's in a nightgown, not, long, thick gown, long sleeves on it, frills all over, standard sleeping attire for the time. Looks like she's, sheen of sweat over her. Her hair's still up in curlers.
Just got up there.
Well, just kind of pale looking. As she starts walking towards Timmy. Real kind of like timid steps at first.
What expression does she have? Does she look like angry or?
No, it's kind of blank, almost blankish, almost borderlining on almost like a little scared.
Maybe we keep them separate from each other a little bit.
It's
I
as
just
you're.
asked if there's something I can help her with.
She kind of looks at you and she gives you a couple blinks. And then she dives past you. Right at Timmy. And she grabs Timmy by the leg. What do y'all do to this? She's got Timmy by the leg.
Which one?
The
Is
bad
bad
one.
leg or is good leg?
Bad
The
one.
bad one.
Now, I'm going to beg you to stop that because I don't like to hit a woman unless I'm getting paid to do it. So just stop it.
She
I'm a
looks
bad
up at you
person.
at Tennessee. It's okay. The mother told me to do it.
Would you get some goddamn sense coming out of your mouth? What do you mean the mother told you to do it?
As she looks back to Timmy, Timmy's like, holy shit, mister, my foot. As he leaps up and starts like dancing around the room. And he kind of pulls his pants leg up, and you can all see that his foot that you saw was clearly like bent in unnatural directions. Now looks just like a perfect normal foot that you would see on a kid his age. My foot's completely fixed. The mother, she wanted me to help you. And it's about at this time Mr. Alvord comes waddling back into the room, his mustache properly combed and his clothes. Oh, now, Cynthia, I done told you, stay in bed till we're ready. We're going to go see the doctor this morning since you seem to not be feeling too good.
Boy, I don't know if we should be taking her to see anybody after what just happened.
She's still like in this kind of dazed or trance like mood.
She seems to almost have like a look of relief on her face now.
I don't mean to be impertinent, but Timmy, could you possibly take your boot off? Let's take a look at your foot there.
Sure. And he pops his shoe right off and sticks his foot up on the table. Mr. Alvord, now, you rapscallion, get your feet off my good furniture. But you can see, like right off the bat, looks like a perfectly healthy foot. If you want to do a more kind of in-depth test, I would want a healing test.
I don't know anything about healing. I'm just making sure there's no obvious hoodoo upon it.
Yeah, I mean, initial glance, no. Just looks like a regular kid's foot. Good shape, healthy color. All the toes are there. Everything's pointing in the right direction. Now, kid, get your foot off of my good furniture. That is not an appropriate thing.
Sir, you might remember he's got a bum leg, but take a look there and.
Well, I'll be Timmy. I didn't think that'd be something someone could grow out of. Well, that's fantastic there. Now you'll be able to help your paw out, working out on that chicken farm. Good old Colonel. Working out. Colonel Kentucky. Working out on the chicken farm.
Young lady, is there any chance you could elucidate us upon this mother you're speaking of?
Now, here, sir, don't be mocking my dear niece. You know as well, I told you yesterday, she don't speak.
You can ask anybody else in this whole room. She said a couple things just now.
Now, don't you be telling lies. As she cuts him off. It's okay, Uncle. What the fuck? You ain't spake for 18 goddamn years, and here you are? Whoa, shit. You can see sweat starts kind of like beating up on him. He's scared.
Scared.
Not scared. Scared's inappropriate. He's shocked, surprised.
All right.
He shook.
He's shooked.
He's straight.
Oh my God. You could talk. What happened? Why did you ain't talked since your mom and pa got ran over by that train 3 times? This is amazing.
3 times?
I had to make sure they were dead.
Reversed check on them, but then realized they were dead, so then it kept going. It was on a track. They couldn't get around.
It's one of those Hellstrom brand trains that can go in reverse. I've heard of those, yes.
Yeah.
Delightful for making sure that people are dead.
Oh my gosh. This is oh my gosh, I gotta ride everyone. This is amazing. You can see he's huffing and he's puffing. He's really excited, really worked up. This is fantastic. Like I can't even. Oh, as sweat's beating up on him.
Now, don't you have yourself a heart attack over there?
I can't. Oh, I need to sit down. My arm's hurting on me.
Yeah, it's happening.
As he sets down.
All right, we got 2 people to take to the doctor.
We're going to take it real fast.
Uncle, the mother, she wants me to help you too. As she dives at her uncle. And she saying some kind of like prayer or something like that. It's real quiet under her breath.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right.
A-B start. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling good. Oh my gosh, I feel like I could eat an entire bag of pork rinds. This is fantastic.
Probably could.
Oh.
1. Then you do this again.
This is amazing news.
Seems your daughter's got some healing hands for some reason.
Well, this is just all delightful. You know what else is delightful? payment issued for services rendered. I love this this beautiful miracle. I do.
This is a miracle. Oh, that's exactly what it is. She is doing miracles. We need to go talk to the father,
Who?
the preacher.
Oh,
Catholic
yeah.
Town. Call him a father here.
Yes,
I
yes, we
think,
do.
I don't
And you know
really
it. And you know, if we had payment in our pockets, we might even be able to donate to that church when we go speak to the father.
Oh, of course, you all did fantastic work here. As he, now I believe the agreed upon payment upon solving of the mystery was $40 each. But I'll tell you, y'all did such a fantastic job. I am going to throw in an extra $5 a person. And he
Money,
hands out
yeah.
$45 in cash to each of you.
Truly, the Holy Spirit has moved you. Thank you, sir.
This is fantastic. Come on, Cynthia, we gotta make it down to the church. We gotta tell everyone about your miracles. What do y'all want to do?
Hold on a second. Somebody's out of bed.
Karate chops.
Karate chops. I'll be back.
I mean, so long as I have my payment, I'm glad to watch what happens.
Who's this mother you're talking about? She's someone in town?
No, I've never seen her before. Well, no, I have seen her before. Yeah, she's in the church. Come on,
Okay.
I'll show you. As she runs out the door.
Guess we're following.
Sure enough, she runs across town, runs to the church.
Now, Timmy, we're both drunk at this point. I'm going to race you to the church.
Oh my
Use
gosh.
that new foot, boy.
Athletics test.
Use it.
You know what?
I'll do a countdown to start their race as I see.
Sure. I actually
We
rolled
have to
that.
do that.
Did I roll that as Jake? What did I do? A 5? Oh, it didn't. I got a 5.
I have 5. We tie.
We tie. Yeah, it's a tie. You two both stumble your way to the church after Ferbrick gives a proper countdown.
It's fine work for a recently amended cripple. Good job, Timmy.
The other boys are running along now, having good fun, forgetting that they were ever in trouble. And sure enough, you all make it to the church. She just basically like leaps and like boots the doors to the church open. As she runs past the pews, the sound alerts the preacher, and he kind of comes out of his tabernacle or whatever it is in the back. Not the tabernacle, that's the box. I don't know the parts of the church, but he comes out of his kind of office off of the back of the stage there.
The place where he counts the money.
Place where he can. Oh, what's this? This racket here? But Cynthia surely runs up. There's a small kind of statuette of the Virgin Mother, kind of in the front corner off the stage. Here she is. Look, it looks just like her. She's got the prettiest face. It's perfectly white. She's got the hood, the cowl over her. This surely must be the mother. She's the one talking to me, telling me to heal people, telling me to get people to believe in her.
Make a strong argument. So I came back with a thematically approved beer.
Copperhead, there you go. Now here's the real question. Have any of you watched any horror movies that have come out in the year 2021?
Nope.
I think so. Did Black Box come out this year?
I don't fucking know.
It did.
Midsummer was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More of a thriller.
Okay, cool. So this plot's all new to you because I'm totally not ripping off a movie right now.
Okay, good.
That would never happen.
Yay.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Damn, this is her. She's the one telling me to heal people, and the father's like, "What? When the fuck can you talk?"
It's a
Appears
miracle.
she picked up some miracle healing along with that voice of hers.
This is a holy day. I'm gonna go bring everyone. We're gonna have service right now. And sure enough, the bells ring. The church starts filling up. And the preacher the father, whatever you call it in this instance. I'm bad at these things.
Well, I hope he's not a father. He's a priest. But
Father works.
It's a miracle as he preaches. The good Lord, the Holy Spirit has blessed our young Cynthia. Captain Carrion, I don't fucking know. They got a fight? Maybe?
I'm trying to remember that one movie with the big gunfight in the church.
Magnificent Seven.
Daredevil.
Face Off?
No,
I think it was Face Off where it was in the church.
Anyway, not important.
Kingsman.
I'm just imagining that, and I wasn't sure if anybody else had the same.
Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
I know. I'll find it. I'll paste it in the Discord.
I really liked it when blind Ben Affleck just shot like 40 people in a church.
It was great. It was great.
Kingsman.
The first John Wick.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the Super Brawl. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, Kingsman. There's a big brawl in the church.
Mm-hmm.
But Cynthia hops up. Wait, the mother, she wants me to talk.
Yeah, this is definitely got to turn into Kingsman.
As she goes up to the pulpit.
Yeah.
The mother
I
has...
definitely want to make my way to the back of the church.
She has blessed me with the ability. She has healed me. She has given me a voice when I had none. And she wants me to help all of you. To help all of you find your faith. And to heal what ails you. Is anyone here having an ailment that I can help you with? That I can have the mother help you with? Some old lady like, my bunions hurt all the time. Well, come on up. And this old lady waddles her way up, takes her shoes off. And sure enough, Cynthia's like, the mother, she asked, do you have faith? Do you believe? The old woman's like, yeah, sure, whatever, kid. And fucking Cynthia just slaps those bunions right off her feet.
Just come off like popcorn.
Yeah. Oh, my feet feel fantastic. Oh, I believe in the mother now. This is amazing. I have faith. And it's like that. Maybe the next hour or so. This small girl working miracles in this church, healing the broken and the sick. It's quite amazing. Eventually, the impromptu sermon wraps up. And you're all standing outside of the church, money in your pockets. Now, Jeremy, you still have that creepy portion of doll head in hand. But your mystery's solved. What do you all want to do next?
Wow. I mean, go get drunk now.
Sure, you can head to the saloon.
Let's get wasted and check out a spooky tree.
Yeah, maybe we
Yeah,
can
that's right.
ask our employer if he knows anything of this strange doll or anything of that particular area it's from.
While she's doing the healing, I was gonna say, is she like still in the church healing people?
Yeah, people are coming up to her at the pulpit and she's healing people.
Furbrick's kind of skeptical because he's new to this town. He doesn't know what she's about. And he's going to take his Bowie knife and just like stab himself in the arm. Not like real hard, but just enough that it breaks the skin, draws blood.
Roll me the damage for that Bowie knife.
Okay.
You're gonna actually get
Watch him explode on the dice.
Yeah.
Just chop his arm off.
How do I do that?
Go to cut yourself slightly and you sneeze.
Open up your character.
Yep.
And then, let me see, you're the one with the weird name, McLobster. You can go to your gear tab, click on the Bowie knife, and then just click on the damage button. Let's see what you did. 7. Your toughness, Joe, is 5. So,
But I have armor.
do you have that armor equipped?
Yeah.
Let me take a look here at your character sheets.
So you got like a D6 toughness or a vigor.
Okay. So with your armor equipped, your toughness is 7. So yeah.
Okay.
It's a
I didn't realize
superficial
it's-
scratch, but it's enough. It looks like a decent enough cut. It bleeds some, and if you go up to her, sure enough, she asks you like, "Do you believe? Do you have faith in the mother?"
Yeah, I do.
You giving me a lie there, Joe?
Yep, and I'm particularly bad at those
Okay, I want
as one of my edges or hindrances.
Okay, I'm gonna want a. Is there deception in this? What's a lie? Persuasion.
There's persuasion.
Yeah, give me a persuasion test, but take in your hindrance into account.
Get some lion eyes.
1.
I can't help you, sir, until you're willing to believe and have faith in the mother. I've healed all these other people. You've seen what she can do, how she can help people. She just wants to make people better. But you gotta have faith. You gotta believe, sir.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out right now.
Well, faith comes before proof, my friend. Faith comes before proof.
She's got you there.
I'm gonna try one more time to lie.
Sure.
Nope.
Oh no.
I can't help you if you won't believe, sir. If you wanna believe with me, then I can help you. I can heal this cut. But until you do, I'm sorry. The mother will not give me the power to heal you until you have faith.
I'll call from the back. Why don't you lead us all in prayer, miracle girl?
That is a fantastic idea, and that gives Joe the opportunity to slip off.
Damn it! I stabbed myself for nothing.
You did. Luckily, it didn't actually do anything. It's just, a flavor stab. Didn't actually do any hit point damage or any wound damage to you.
Just a flavor stab.
Just a flavor stab. But, yeah, you all find yourselves outside of the church after the sermon's over. Joe, you did that. What were you all going to do now?
I mean, we're paid. We can see if anybody's willing to give us more money to investigate this creepy doll business. And if not, I'm kind of okay.
Did you mention wanting to talk to Mr. Alvord about it?
I mean, it can't hurt to see if we can line up another job.
Seems to have money.
If there's payment, I'm willing to look into it. If it's not something he's willing to pay to investigate, then I don't really care.
Yeah. We're fishing for cash.
Okay.
I'm a very classy man.
Sure
Hey,
enough.
Tennessee, you getting many bar fights?
Well, you can't help but get into a few when you know you're the best and the brightest in any room.
Might need one of those to happen here while we're staying in town.
That sounds like a fantastic idea.
Particular train of thought behind that?
My character's thinking like he doesn't trust that those people are actually being healed. So if someone actually gets a wound that we know for sure was inflicted and real, and then he sees that get healed, that would be more convincing.
Are you thinking that they're all pretending to be better now?
Yeah, well, maybe. It's pretty weird.
I mean, to what end would a whole town pretend to be sick and then?
Now, I would also
Yeah.
like to point
I've been
out
swindled many times in my day, and
you
there
all,
might be something else going on here.
yeah, you all very clearly saw that Timmy's foot was fucked up before, twisted and broken, and then afterwards perfectly fine.
Must got some real good special effect artists here.
Yeah, I don't know. Furbrick in particular didn't get too good of a look at it, so he's skeptical.
Okay.
But if you could break someone's nose or their hand or something in a bar fight, and then that gets fixed, I'd be a little more convinced.
Well, I mean, I have money and I like to gamble. One thing will lead to another more likely than not.
And gambling do tend to lead to fighting.
Yeah. So,
But let's see if we can fish for some money.
okay. You all just wait a few minutes and you see Mr. Alvord, making his way out of the church with Cynthia in tow. Friends, it is fantastic to see y'all again. I want to thank you again for the services rendered. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I do need to be off. It's a joyous day this day. Dear Lord has touched our town and brought a true miracle. But Cynthia corrects him like, sir, Uncle, it's the mother who has given us this blessing this day.
It is truly an astounding day for sure. You seem like a man who's well studied in a great number of things. And he'll kind of pull out some of the weird doll pieces.
Mm-hmm.
In the course of our investigation, we came upon some curiosities. Does any of this seem familiar to you?
Looks like a
Withered oak tree.
children's
These things.
children's doll. I don't know anything about that. But then again, I did move here with my niece after her parents died. So sadly, I'm not haven't been living in these parts more than 7 years or so. If you want to, more specific history of the town, I would gladly point you to our town historian, who's also the clerk in City Hall there, Mr. Dance.
Oh, not Gilbert Godfrey.
He's not Gilbert Godfrey, I'm sorry to say. His first name is Dance and his last name is Dance. So it's Mr. Dance.
I bet he leads quite a revolution someday.
I hope not. He's a bit of a nutcase, you might say, believing in all sorts of crazy things like the government should pay every single citizen a stipend of money each month just for being a citizen. And he believes that health care should be provided free as a basic human right. A bit of a nut, if you ask me myself.
Yeah, whatever that is.
But anyway, if you want to go talk to Mr. Dance, he's a not only city clerk, but also a town historian.
Did you say he's affluent then?
He's well off. He's educated, learned. He went to a college back in the big cities.
Well, then, he seems like just the sort of man we need to talk to then.
Mm-hmm.
Planning on beating the shit out of the city clerk.
No, he's a nut job who possibly might pay us to investigate such strange things.
Oh, there you go. Even better. Sure enough, you make your way to City Hall, and sure enough, you find the clerk's office. And you see the, young Mr. Dance, maybe mid-20s, sitting behind the desk, filling out paperwork. Oh, you're new in town. Are you looking at purchasing a house? We have several that are up for sale currently.
Well, I don't think quite yet. Got some other interesting things to talk about, though.
Well, my lunch break isn't for another 2 hours, so go ahead.
Got them little doll parts, Andy? Found a whole
takes 'em.
bunch of these around a little tree out
Hmm.
when we were looking around and thought that was pretty strange.
He looks over like, this is it looks like bits of a Kern doll. Back in the earlier days of this town, there's a bit of superstition going around where farmers would plant these dolls with their crops, and it the superstition, the rumor. Of course, now we're all learned and know better to believe in such pagan rites and rituals. But the rumor, superstition, was that these things would absorb any evil spirits that might be plaguing their crops, and would trap them inside the doll.
Are you saying there's a bunch of dolls buried in all the dirt all around here?
Well, yeah, generally farms, crops.
I need to leave. I don't want to be here anymore.
Now, if you were to destroy one,
Furbrick's literally like putting his fingers in his ears, and he's like, I'm leaving. I can't hear any more of this.
any rumored repercussions?
Well, usually, if one of these things is destroyed, it releases whatever evil spirit was trapped inside, and it would go about wreaking havoc on the crops.
Oh, delightful. So if you found like a tree that had one or more of them in it, dead tree.
I've never
real
heard
dead
of
tree.
any of these being buried in a tree before.
No. Dead tree in a barren field surrounded by other trees.
Hmm.
Wouldn't happen to have a spiritual history of the town involving a figure called the Mother, would you?
No, I don't have anything on that, but sounds like
Well?
the mother. That sounds the stuff that young Cynthia's talking about. Maybe the church might have something. Now,
Well,
where was
the
this
mother-
tree at?
Out by the barbed wire fence.
Up by Cool Ranch?
Yeah, by Cool Ranch.
Does that feel good saying that, Jake?
No. It was by the Doritos place.
Somewhere in between Doritos and Cool Ranch. They haven't met quite yet.
Well, and you kind of give them some basic instructions like, oh, well, that's the old, And he kind of looks it over. Well, sure enough, that was, that plot of land, that old clearing used to be the old church out there. But then after the town started expanding, they tore it down and rebuilt it here in the town center.
Mm-hmm. His mother just showed up after we destroyed this here doll.
That's weird.
Maybe some more. I don't know. We didn't look. We just burned the tree down.
You burnt the tree down. That wasn't your property to burn down. That's now owned by the
Allegedly, the wildfires can just spark up at any moment around these parts. You know how it is.
Oh, there were some coyotes, and we were doing some fighting with them. So, accidents happen.
Ricochets off skulls and whatnot.
that's interesting.
Definitely wasn't intentional.
Okay, you don't gotta convince me. Anyway,
Yeah, I think I'm feeling very much inclined to follow Furbrick's lead here.
Yeah, you all have a nice time with your mother.
Word to your mother. We're out.
okay. I'm just saying, if y'all wanted to, if you wanted more information on, what happened on that property. It was church property, so I'm sure the good father's got records.
He does. Do we keep digging at this? Otherwise, I think we're probably winding our session out.
That's true.
I have an idea for something. completely unrelated, if we could discuss it outside, gentlemen.
Certainly. Is it lunch plans?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. We don't want to offend you with our delightful lunch plans since you're not on break yet, so we'll take it outside.
Yeah, we'll go down to that Nolly's Grub.
Grub Hub.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Sure.
get some of that au jus.
Oh, their French dip's amazing.
I thought we said we weren't going to talk about it in front of him. 'Cause that's
Oh, right. Shoot. Sorry. Let's go.
Yeah, so sure enough.
So as soon as we get out of earshot, I'm going to say to everybody, well, okay, since we've unleashed an awful demon who can just heal people's wounds and whatnot, what do you say we all just turn into rotten bastards, shoot everybody here, and rob them blind?
Well, that wasn't what I was expecting, but I love it.
not quite what I was expecting either, since my hindrance, I think, will stop me from participating in that.
I don't like being in doll country.
I don't either. You know,
See that. Although I will say we are likely more skilled than the majority of the slot, we do know there is at least one colonel, so there's going to be at least some experienced gunmen here, and there's more of them than there are of us, and we have our money.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, I think the only thing left for us is to potentially right or wrong. Releasing the mother from
I
whatever.
mean, if you really want to take a shot at that little girl on the way out of town, I suppose I would not stop you.
I don't know that we need to shoot the girl necessarily. Roll down the window on our way by. The train gets them all.
Yeah, just whatever you do, don't try to escape on the train. Get railroad.
The train leaves no survivors.
None.
I would almost be up for the idea if we're all just a bunch of dirtbags who bail.
Listen,
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. This is spooky.
is that the plan? Everyone bailing?
I think so. We're a bunch of mercenary pricks.
This is fine. All right.
We beat up some children, unleashed a ghost, and now we're like, fuck this.
This is fantastic. All right. With that, though, that will end this session, which is fantastic.
Was there a particular reason you picked the doll?
I'm not answering that question.
Okay.
Because now with you all
Because-
running out of town, it means
This
it
can be
opens
used
us
again.
up for a part 2.
Okay.
And I don't want to give away any spoilers because you might be a player in part 2. Maybe a different set of characters. Maybe the same characters. I don't know.
We'll feel guilt-ridden by our decisions that have led to terrible happenings and come back.
I will feel no such guilt.
As I was going to say, said no one ever.
Yeah.
If
Anyway,
it's not happening to me, it doesn't count.
that's true. Well, everyone, that was the Defenders of Kobold's first foray into Deadlands. So, you're welcome. What'd y'all think of the system?
Seems interesting. I kind of like
Yeah.
the 2-die roll where like
Mhm.
you've got 2 chances at not totally screwing up.
Yeah, that kicker die is really nice. Like this system, it almost encourages you to have like the jack of all trades. Like you can easily be the person that just has like a D8 and a bunch of things and be good at plenty of stuff where you can specialize. And
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
So,
Yeah.
this was good practice for me. Oops, hang on. Because, when is it? Fuck. It's May 6th. I'm going to be running a one-shot for the Watercolors and Warriors group, along with a couple of extra players run in. But I'm going to be running them through Last Will and Testament of Obadiah Faulkner. Fantastic Adventure. I'm going to be running it in Deadlands.
Nice.
So I'm trying to get some some practice in Deadlands because at some point I want to run the horror on Headstone Hill, the box set adventure that came with the Kickstarter that you could get through the Kickstarter. So at some point I want to run that campaign, sandbox campaign. So I'm trying to work up a little bit of experience here and there in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like that module does the forge thing you've got there does a great job of just automating quite a bit of it.
It does. It's really it's the Suede system that does a lot of the automation. I bought the Suede system for Foundry. And it's worth it. Definitely worth it. Like the initiative thing is fucking amazing.
Seems like it's really well made.
It is. Just throw the tokens in there, add it to the initiative. Every round it deals out the cards. There's what is it? It's the jack. If you get the certain jack.
Yeah, if you get a Joker, you get a +2 to hit, +2 to damage or something.
Yeah, and it does all that math for you automatically. So if you get dealt the Joker, any attacks or damage you make that round, it automatically applies it. Like it does a lot of the background automation. The Deadlands pack for Foundry, I also bought. I'm glad I bought it because it saved me a bunch of time, but it definitely wasn't worth the price I bought it for. I bought the Suede set for $15, worth every penny. I bought the Deadlands set for $50. Not worth $50.
So they're basically selling you the price of the book.
Give or take, yeah. But I mean, yeah, I mean, like $20 I would have been fine with, but it's like 50. But I'm looking, I'm like, God, I got to program in all of the hindrances, all of the edges, all of the fucking items.
So what did you get out of $50 then?
Just all that shit. I didn't have to do it. It saved me a week's worth of plugging shit in.
I see. I thought you said you were still doing that even after spending the
No.
$50.
I didn't have to do any of that. That's why I bought it. And it also, I think, did it get me the adventures? I don't even remember if it got me the adventures.
Would that be nice if it included some of your haunted hill or whatnot?
So the Haunted Hill I've got since I did the Kickstarter. I've got the VTT assets, but I had to import them all. So like the Heaston Hill is one of those assets for it. So is the county map. That's also part of the Haunted Hill. That's essentially the sandbox when I get around to running the Haunted Hill, because there's Heaston on there.
Nice.
So, but yeah.
So you got Wasatch Rails here. Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. Suede's different. I think I enjoy it. I'll be really dig into some more Deadlands.
It's a really fun. I mean, it was intended to kind of be sort of like a pulp setting sort of thing for like just pretty simplistic exploding dice. You can kind of go crazy.
Yeah.
I like systems where you feel like you have a shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you have a lot of agency.
With, like the exploding dice, is technically your chance of exploding is higher the worse you're at it.
You can't bet on that, because when I played that Suede adventure, Jeff was in that. And he had a little Padre with 2 little Derringers, and he's like, I got D4s on this. So technically, he was firing each gun. He had 2-gun fighter. He's like, I should be able to hit 4s pretty regularly, and he did not get a single goddamn 4. I, on the other hand, had a fucking fighter who was boss as shit, and I had like a D10 in my fight or something. Or D8, I don't remember, D8, D10. I think it was a D8. And I was exploding that motherfucker all over the place.
8s like fire tonight too, Jeremy.
I got super lucky a few times.
So, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all kind of luck, but
yeah. Yeah, this was our adventure tonight. Yeah. Fun system. I'll definitely look forward. Probably what I'm going to do is when we finish up our one game, our Rime of the Frost Maiden, that's the time slot I'm looking at running, or running some Deadlands. So
Keep up the Wednesday Western theme.
yeah, keeping up that
Wednesday
Wednesday
Western.
Western. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
So yeah. Of course, who knows how far out that'll be. Depends on how quickly Dan, Jake, and Jeremy get the party killed.
We'll try and kill ourselves as quick as possible.
No problem.
Yeah, we're putting effort into it. We're
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
and fighting things, almost everything.
Yeah. So yeah, this is probably a good place to sign off. Defenders of Cobalt, that's what you're watching. Tomorrow, if you want to swing by Free League Publishing at 1 p.m. Central, I'm going to be running some Forbidden Lands. Jake and Dan will be there, along with Jeff and Melissa from the Lollygaggers, and Adam and Jen from Grim and Perilous Studios. Sunday night, I'll be over on Steam Steel Murder for some Shadowrun. That'll be Bert's running it from Steam Steel Murder. Jeff, myself, Christopher from all the RPGs, and then Steven was Steven the DM. I don't think he's putting out content anymore, but Steven's still a great guy. Wednesday, it's your game this Wednesday, right, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do our
Wednesday.
first Clash Amongst the Stars or whatever it is. Yeah.
I'm getting into some spectaculars, Clash Amongst the Stars. Tuesday, I'll actually be over on Free League Publishing. Oh, actually, Monday. It's Things from the Flood this Monday, right?
Blood, yeah.
So you can catch Dan, Joe, Jeremy, and myself over on Free League Publishing for Things from the Flood. Tuesday, I'll be over on Free League Publishing again because we're doing a little preview of the 5e Symbaroum rules. And I got to tell you guys, it's pretty slick what they did with that. The kind of the quick starts out on Drive-Thru RPG. 5th Ed rules, Symbaroum setting, they've changed some of the things. I'm playing a wizard, and I fucking love one thing they did. You don't have spell slots anymore.
Nice.
Cast as many spells as you want. The catch is every spell carries corruption.
Ooh.
The more spells you cast, the more corruption you rack up. And if you get over your corruption threshold, you might start taking like mutations or whatever they're calling it, corruption. So
You have like a soft limit. Still, you could push past it.
you got a limit. So my corruption limit is 10, but I can cast past that. But every time I do, it increases the risk that I gain some corruption. So it's
At some point, you'll just find like an evil wizard who just looks completely jacked up.
absolutely, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's Tuesday. Wednesday, Spectaculars. Jeremy's running it for us. And then this coming
Looking forward to
Friday,
that.
this coming Friday, we'll be back for Destroyer Worlds. Yeah.
Nice.
So I got to tell y'all, I've been getting this week. I had some time to start getting caught up on some podcasts. And so I was listening to one particular episode of a podcast that convinced me that I need to go through and start reading the TMNT Urban Legends series. And I wonder, that might just be the Pludecast that I was listening to that you can catch Jeremy on.
It's true. They're a bunch of jerks, but they're funny.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting take on Ninja Turtles. And I definitely get what you guys were saying. Like, yeah, they're just pulling lines out. It's like they didn't know any of the Ninja Turtles lore. I like that they killed a knockoff Wolverine.
Oh man, it's crazy.
It's fucking
really
crazy.
nuts.
I'm just to the point where Cyborg Donnie showed up and is fighting alongside everyone. So it's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. So anyway.
Yeah, Cyborg Donatello's weird.
Yeah. So check out Jeremy over on the Pludecast. You're watching us here on Defenders of Cobalt. I don't know. I ain't got anything else to say. So let me go ahead and click on studio mode, and we're going to go over here. End screen. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to sign us off. Thanks everyone for playing. Totally ripped off a movie. I'm not going to tell you what movie it is. And until we see you next time, start fires, do drugs, and tip your fucking bartenders. Deuces.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care, everyone.